Session 8. Okay, you can start the video now.
Okay.
Has it started?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. What is up, guys? It's your
There we
boy,
go.
the real Debbie, here coming at you live on Twitch and not live on YouTube. Welcome to Session 8 of the Ageless Accolade. I only know it's Session 8 because I had to count.
You didn't
So-
fucking count. I guess that you think that I'm right.
Yes.
See, here,
So
here,
YouTube people, you'll know which session
So
is
are
actually.
you just like guessing and making shit up and pretending that, you know, it's the absolute fucking truth and fact? Because that's a Gale move, Demi. That's how Ageless is.
the session you're looking for never existed.
I mean that there are a couple of sessions of Toluca that are exclusive Twitch content.
Oh, yep.
Oh, absolutely cursed.
What's the
Um,
thing in the bottom right corner of the map to me?
A sign from God himself. So to inform everybody, after a disagreement, Nyaxi will no longer seemingly be playing with us. So we will be seeing about getting a replacement player coming around probably next session. But for the meantime, we have these three fuckboys. Well, they're more boys and less fuck, but hey, doesn't matter. So, continuing where we kind of left off before, you guys were all at the castle doing your own various things, with Domino being around, finding out the twin Malkavian pair as well, and trying his best to serenade into the moon.
That was... We ended with the discussion about dead bodies, didn't we?
No, actually, we went on a bit after that. And yes, everybody learned about a bit more about Treblana.
Oh, too much information, actually.
Chomp chomp.
What the fuck did we end up doing after that? Because I thought
Uh,
the Malkavian twins was while they were, you know, getting the dead bodies.
Oh shit, yeah, you actually were right.
So, Demi, have you checked your campaign notes?
Temporis.
Well, that's a great start.
Off to a great start.
Didn't we go and inform the people? Like the
It's
dead
like-
body
it's
thing
like
happened
Dark
when we
Souls.
met up.
Time is
With,
shattered. Heroes from ages past drift in and out of existence.
Oh my god. No, but we met up with Domnall. Then we
Yeah.
found out. Then we had that
Treblana.
discussion about Treblana eating bodies. Then we went to the castle to inform the sheriff what
And
he
then
found.
Lord Francis was sailed instantly from a path rating of 6 or 7.
And then met Lord Francis. We don't know what happened to Lord Francis yet. Then what did happen to Lord Francis?
Lord Francis was present with you guys. However,
Just
he
Oh,
went.
yeah, he was.
Second,
He was
Demi,
very quiet.
Just thank you, Vancouver by Night, for hosting us again. It is
Who?
deeply appreciated. Vancouver by Night.
Oh,
Actually, watched a bunch of their stuff. I don't know if you're listening, but yeah, personally loved it. Great job, guys.
in Weep Society, we say arigato.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Yes.
Demi. You gotta be fully grateful.
No, I'm not a baka gaijin.
Chris just like
Yeah.
Just turn on your
Wait.
fucking cameras. Distract us from this hell.
Yeah. Besides, actually, yeah, Treblana makes a good point. Going back, we also found out how many innocent children Domhnall impaled in Ireland.
Excuse
we
me,
did?
what?
What?
Don't you remember that?
Fuck
It's-
you.
It's your backstory, not mine.
What the fuck?
Am I also spying for the Toreador Primogen, Demi?
You were, you had the eyes of Malkav all along, Domhnall, didn't you know?
I remember no such thing.
I mean,
Weird.
Yeah. So you put it in the back of your mind.
My primary personality is innocent of this crime.
Oh, so fucking cursed. But yes, you guys had a conversation with the sheriff, brought out the news things, and we ended the session previously a bit earlier because of happenings. So after you guys exited the sheriff's office and go down the hallway a bit, a very tired and exhausted and a little bit panting Roland comes up to you guys and says, "My lords, I bring good news."
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great, Roland.
After
Well done.
having a great deal of conversation with of the other servants in the castle and the like, I was able to track down where servant Lewis lives. I can show you there
Oh no.
right now, if need be.
Nobody does this good
I'm
for
gonna put a
anything.
hand on his shoulder and slowly pull him aside.
Oh no.
Yes, my lord.
Okay, so it seems like the others already discovered the location. I'm gonna pull out a couple of silver coins and give them to him. Why don't you take these and drink on his memory?
I couldn't. It's just inappropriate for a measly servant like me.
Remember,
Just,
Chris,
close
you're a
his,
noble in his eyes.
I close my hand over, like his hand over the coins. You did a good job. By the time we started looking, it was probably already too late. It's not your fault.
My god. Oh my god.
He looks at you. He was like, okay, so then he looks confused at you. Is like, yes, my lord. And he's gonna slowly put the gold away, sort of like putting it in a sack, and goes back to. Is there anything else I can help with? Look into.
Listen, none of you are saying anything. Someone has to comfort the poor kid and break the news to him.
Yes, all that effort you put in the last day and a night. I'm sorry.
I mean, if it came from you, it would just make you seem like an asshole at this point as well.
I know. Because I was gonna ask him. Fuck. Roland, did you learn of any friends you might have had?
Oh, I didn't ask around for friends. I was looking around where he lived. I can check.
Well, the person who knew where he lived, isn't he a friend of? He might know who's friend. Who was friends with
Severin,
the
for
guy.
pity's sake, let the man rest.
No, this is my duty as a servant.
Oh my god.
Lord Severin here is absolutely correct. He bows to you. I will go immediately, and he starts getting a big, deep, full of air, and just tends to go, and goes maybe about 10 meters before stopping, coming back. I forgot to mention one thing, my lord. The Seneschal Helio also sent a message that he wanted to meet you. That'll be all. And he scoots over and starts going down the hall again.
I just look at Severin and slowly shake my head.
I'll get him some of my wine later, don't worry.
What a dedicated man.
He's gonna be
It deserves
useless
a
if...
reward.
He's gonna be useless if he's bouncing off the walls because he's overexcited.
That's why I didn't tell him what reward he might get later. He's the one who loves wine.
Yeah, and at this rate, one of these nights he's gonna drown himself in a barrel of it.
Wow. How mean.
True, though, we're gonna end up killing him with what we're putting him through.
I mean, he works a lot anyways. It's not like this is too much work.
No. One day you just find out. So, where's Roland? Well, he had pneumonia for some reason, and then died from a heart attack. Doctors still can't find one reason why. He was a healthy ghoul.
Oof.
And you're the one who's on humanity, right?
Hey, overworking people isn't my fault, okay?
You're part of the privileged class in a system that oppresses the working man, crap!
He's a servant and I'm a noble. What do you...
Wow.
Wow.
I'm not killing him, and I'm even gonna give him a reward later, dude.
Yeah, he's killing himself. It's not your fault.
Exactly.
Cursed.
It's not
So-
my fault he wants to impress me with.
So, what would you guys want to do now? As Roland's left, and the only thing that you have behind you, about a few meters off, is the two guards that are in front of the sheriff's office.
How long were we actually into the night? I don't remember.
By the time you had the discussion together, blah blah, I would say that it's maybe around 12 or 1.
So plenty of time, technically.
Yeah, you still could have a good chunk.
So Francis isn't with us at this moment?
Yeah, Francis had a spark of a bit of an idea of what he may seem like having having a few people he needs to talk to, and he said that he'll meet you later in the main hall where the party is, before you guys went into the sheriff's office.
Okay. So we're supposed to meet the Seneschal. I mean, we might as well go.
Oh yeah, it was the sheriff who sent us those birdies, right? Because the Brahma sent birdies to him.
Yeah, I think we covered the birdies last time actually. They
Yeah.
arrived. And that's why you talked to the sheriff in the first place. Now the Seneschal's looking for you.
Right. On the Seneschal was the guy we were gonna look through the city records, right?
Mm-hmm. That Seneschal. And he's also the one calling you over.
Mm-hmm.
Boats well, maybe.
Alright.
Or are we gonna meet an angry elder? Why the fuck do you want to spy on us?
Indeed, Elder.
Alright. So you take your moment. It doesn't take long since they're kind of all the offices situated in a pretty similar area. So, about maybe 2-3 minutes of additional walking, you find that you arrive at where the Seneschal is. 2 guards in front, as usual. You approach. One of the guards recognizes you and seemingly has his orders and sort of bows to you a little bit. And as you approach, he opens the door to the office.
Which one is this one, by the way? The Seneschal.
This is the clerk boy, administrative guy.
Okay.
So you step into the office. The guard behind closes the door, and similar, the seneschal sort of stays there, seemingly writing something. And as you enter, he sort of just signals for you to sit.
Okay.
Right.
It's Bernard. Oh no, it's Heliot.
Heliot.
Right?
Heliot.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
You
know,
all take.
Domhnall will take the lead this time. Severin has fallen, in his opinion, in the party rankings,
Wow.
given his success
Wow.
at court, and Severin's recent dismissal of servants as people.
He will take a seat. The seneschal keeps writing something, and about 30 seconds later, you see that he sort of like just pokes, puts the ink in, and looks up to you all. Thank you for arriving in quite such a small notice. The request you've put forth has been approved by the prince.
Very good.
Would you like to peruse through the records tonight or at a later date?
Well, I look at the others really quick. I wouldn't be against looking for it through it right now.
Well,
But I can do it alone if you want to do anything else.
I did have another idea that I could try and pursue a long shot, but potentially rewarding. But you're the scholar among us, Treblanus, so...
Well, I probably don't need you for it. I can probably do a lot of it on my own. Maybe discuss the findings later.
Perfect. I also have to notice, due to certain obligations and by the prince's word, the contract is available for the next 31 days and nights. Attempting to go and peruse for further documentation after a month has approximately passed would require a new contract and approval by the prince. This is for security reasons, of course.
Of course.
So I'm drawing a blank here, I'm just playing along. Someone asked for info on what, like, arrivals in the city, census, etc., that kind of shit?
Like, no more.
City records.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this offers opportunities.
So, who's going to be going through these stuff if you're going to do it tonight? He will assist, obviously, since he has the records and things, and that will be a pretty hefty difficulty reduction for basically everybody trying to assist in a way.
Yeah, but it also means he knows what we are doing.
I mean, yes, he has to overlook you.
Oh, so that's gonna be a constant thing, just looking over our shoulders.
Due to possibility of individuals tampering with records or stealing records and the like, there needs to be an eye present. And most of the records are, however, that are in more recent times, will be stated in his own office.
Mm-hmm.
Though for anything that is like older, will be located in an archive. Though these records here span approximately 50-ish years, essentially.
Okay. So we are aware that it's a group of 4 or 5 at this point that did the thing. Or so we would assume.
Yeah, but we don't know if they're like working for someone or if they're like their own thing or anything else. Like what the original idea was, because we didn't know much better at that time, to look for some sort of like elders or something that vanished at some point, or they have gone missing or might have been. Yeah.
How powerful would magic be if it was the kind of thing that sacrificed, I don't know, 7, 8 kindred?
Yeah, just asking for a friend.
It's just it occurs to Domhnall sitting in the office there that such a thing would ripple out. It might be detectable in some way.
For clarity's sake, Stradibir, you can roll occult, but you could also roleplay this out because you could give your own perspective of how ritually sacrificing 7 or 8, kindred could actually work.
Let's just try to do both.
Okay, roll for it. This is just difficulty 6. It's or rather no, give it to me at a difficulty 5, because this is also going on a lot of
I
presumptions.
think the
Because
curse on Assamites, they said they needed at least 2 4th gens and like 100 Tremere sacrifice to enact that particular curse. So that gives you an idea of a comparison.
But that is also a very large curse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4 successes. And what specialties do you have?
I have book knowledge and magical research.
I'd say book knowledge here applies, though. Either
Magical
or applies,
research,
but
yeah.
6 successes all in general. Well, it's 7 to 8 kindred. You know for a fact that kindred are obviously a bit more special than humans, especially due to the amount of betaine and the like and the potency of the blood. So, for terms of rituals and things, they can actually be quite useful. Remembering through a little bit of times through history, it hasn't been unusual at all to actually hear of sires trying to embrace a fledgling who never left fledglingdom, raised for like a year to be the perfect sacrifice, and then thrown down a volcano or something if need be.
Oh yeah, that's right. A level 6 ritual can safely bind and fully control a demon with the sacrifice of a single fledgling.
Jesus.
Yeah, level
Yeah.
6 Goldenism is a wild ride.
Oof.
Now, with the sacrifice of 7 or 8, obviously the more kindred that are ritually sacrificed, the potency of the ritual increases and the possibilities that it could do. Now, the only thing is, what kind of confuses you is that usually when rituals are done for a sake, they usually have candidates. Those candidates being specifically picked in terms of kindred, that could be due to their generation, possibility of what clan/bloodline they are, maybe some supernatural mutation that might have occurred during the embrace and the like. And that's where it confuses you a little bit, because all of the individuals that you've seen or have been or have sort of concluded are differing. So you're not really sure what they're going for, or is it multiple rituals, or is it some kind of new experiment or the like. But that's the one thing that sort of catches you a bit, where it's like it's a bit too random for a ritual that should have at least some kind of substance and foundation, especially with a sacrificial candidate.
Might be that they're just pouring power through those fucking words and it's just a brute forcing.
Could be that as well. But in general, yeah, you can go on as well your own theories if need be, but it's mostly a very logical conclusion. More kindred, more power, and kindred are good for rituals.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. All right. As I said, I'm not really doing those kinds of rituals, so I would call myself hardly an expert on that exactly. But generally speaking, there are I heard of rituals to bind power that require only one. So if it is more, it's using sacrifices more than one, then you can guess how much more potent that would be. And it gets even worse. If you think about it, that those sacrifices are not just humans, but kindred, who are more potent than any mortal could be. Well, most of them, anyways. And yeah.
Well then,
you will be hard pressed though to find out exactly what, because those victims don't really have anything that would unite them for ritual purposes.
So I would suggest that you look for two things in particular. Um, blood mages and I hate to fucking say this, Malkavians who are old enough to have a certain proficiency with the seer's arts. They might see a connection you cannot. And if you don't mind, I might be able to get in touch with magic users other than vampires. I'd rather not say how, but I have a lead I could follow, and I think that I will be doing that tonight. See if they have picked up on anything happening. Something this powerful. If it is magic, well, maybe they've seen traces we haven't.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
All right.
I could probably do the same.
Looks at Severin. Excuse me, what the fuck?
Oh, I'm not going with you. I'm going somewhere else.
The look does not change.
Ooh. You know, just like the silent kid speaking up for the first time. Oh yeah, I also have something cool.
Oh, are we bringing guns to school tomorrow? I have an AK in my bag.
I don't mind my RPG, man.
Oh yeah, this is my dad's hunting rifle.
Cursed.
So
Okay.
don't
Well,
know.
I could help Treblana in the library, but I feel like if it is dangerous magic,
So
I should go check.
So how we're gonna do this? Unless somebody else wants to go and do something else, this is going to be a investigative role primarily, and I'm gonna presume Treblana is going to be leading with probably intelligence, investigation, or the like. You're gonna get a -2 difficulty reduction from the. So you're gonna be rolling at basically a 4 in terms of research. But how we're gonna do it? If you want topics, right? Each success will give you one question essentially that you can ask and look for and prod into. If you want to go for another topic, that's also just one question. So the more successes, the more answers I can give you as well. The rest of you can obviously assist in any form of way.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking off at trying to get into a freehold.
Okie dokie. Severin, you?
I'm gonna go visit my witch buddy.
Okay, so we're gonna deal with Treblana first then. So
give you others first. I need to go to the toilet real quick.
Understandable.
F.
So sure. Let's go with Kraft then. So Kraft, you want to visit Witch Bitch, yeah?
Yes.
All right. It's gonna take you some time getting there. Obviously, I think it was an hour and a half approximately walking out of Paris and towards her.
Estrella von Stein, yes. Oof.
Okay. So, you say your goodbyes and the like. And go and meet
I just wanna make sure I'm not being followed or some shit. Now I'm gonna activate my Auspex.
Okay.
Too.
Good to know.
Just
Roll me a perception alertness. Base difficulty is 6 because contested, minus the amount of how much Auspex do you have?
4.
4. Then 4. Roll a 4.
Perception alertness, eh?
Yes. Okay. You keep an eye out, walking through the things, and Auspex activated. You do get spooked a few times, but it's mostly due to random rustling and a bird or an owl just going woohoo, with your auspice activated, and you kind of flinch at that. But you keep an
Yeah.
eye out, you look around, especially when you're in Paris, and it doesn't feel like anything's really following you. So you
Good.
feel safer, but you keep on guard.
Yep.
Eventually, though, you arrive to Estrella's hut. Fungus still sort of lighting up the cave that she's present in, and you go and knock the door. No reply.
And she's probably sleeping. Yeah. Big F. Bloody humans and their sleep.
She opens the door. She's like a 90-year-old hag. You caught her without her makeup.
Oof. Uh-huh. Shit. I should have brought some fucking paper or something then so I could write a letter.
What do you want to do, Crap?
Fuck me, man.
Break in. Make sure she's not holding out on you.
Yeah, exactly. Can I draw on the ground?
Can you?
Is there a rock or a stick or something?
There are rocks.
Is
Yes.
that too creepy? Fuck, I don't know.
Is your auspice still activated?
Yep.
Okay.
Keep it active in the woods because werewolves or gangrels.
Yeah. Give me a perception alertness roll at 4 again.
Okay. Yikes. Get stabbed.
Okay. As you finish knocking and there's no reply, and the place is still illuminated.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always something that's special about our house. There's windows present, right? But when you look in, you know that it doesn't look at all what it
Like
is inside,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you're thinking what to do now when you hear a noise that kind of distinguishes itself a little bit. The splashing of water. You do know, however, if you don't fully remember, going forward from her, there is a waterfall as well, but the splashing doesn't seem to be coming from that part. It seems to be coming from inside.
Wait, the water splashing is coming from inside the house.
Yes.
Did I wake her up? Maybe, I don't know. Odd.
What do you do?
I mean, what the fuck do I do? God, I was so dumb. I should have brought something to leave a message. I'll back away from the door a bit, and I'll just keep my eyes around me and see if she comes out. Otherwise, if she doesn't come out in like 15 minutes, I'll go back, I guess.
All right. About 5 minutes pass, and with your auspice still activated, you do actually finally hear some movement going on from inside the house.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually the door opens. And what you see is Estrella, but she seems to be in some form of
Night robe.
not really light robe, rather more akin to a yeah, it kind of is a light robe, but
I said
kind of
night robe,
sorry, my bad.
like pajamas.
Yeah, but not really that. It's like combination of that plus towels and a towel like on her head.
Oh, she was bathing. Oh my god.
Multiple towels? What kind of noble is she?
Yeah, I mean, she's a
And
fucking witch, dude.
Disgusting.
and she opens the door and sort of has you can see that she actually has a little bit of a wooden instrument actually that is very fine looking, actually prepared as she opens the door
It's about to
before
murder me.
looking at you and being Severin.
What the fuck? I'm so sorry, Estrella.
You could have noted that you'd arrive. Also,
Wait,
when you hit
just
the...
out of character. That fucking bird left, right?
Just random
yeah.
boyfriend shows up in the middle of night, not warning you. Just,
Uh,
bro, I'm not even that into you. We're not exclusive or anything. Just fuck off.
Oof.
Yeah, no bird. Bird
Yeah,
gone. Those were mundane birds. They deliver their message, they ask you for a seat, and then they fuck off to their own regular...
No, the
Oh, the
bird
white one?
she sent. Yeah.
Oh, no, that one? Yeah, no, that was a temporary thing.
Yeah, exactly. How the fuck was I supposed to notify her that I was coming?
Mm. But she stands there, pretty. You can see that she's slightly wet, especially with aspects. Not that wet, you fun sons of bitches.
Her skin glistens in the moonlight craft.
In the
it's full moon. Oh, no.
Fungal light. This is a cave with glowing fungi. It says, "Well, come in, since you're already here."
Yes.
Weep at the mage, it's gonna be fine.
I believe
And,
in her, okay? She's a
yeah.
very kind person. She
And-
didn't eat me for fucking
Mhm.
coming in the middle of the night. Anyways, yes.
You enter, and she starts going up. As her house is like tiered, she starts going up the stairs. And the first thing that hits you as you enter is it's humid in here. And yes, it looks a bit steamy as well. And as she goes up, and it's like, "Do close the door so it's not a draft, please."
Yes, of course.
And she goes-
Steamy, almost as if she has been stewing children, Demi.
Of course, this is how it works.
And she sort of sits and crosses her legs.
Do I know what a sauna is? Like, in character?
Fun fact. Roll me an intelligence academics.
I mean, like, how rare were saunas back in the Middle Ages?
Good question. I don't know, but I think there still has to be something akin to a hot spring. If there's volcanic activity somewhere, especially down
it's funny
near
you
Italy.
should say that, because that's one of those wonders that became a bit less common with the Roman Empire, I think. Because bathhouses and everyone having access to one, that's the kind of thing people might know about. Rome used to have, So, in that sense, he would probably know about that being a thing, but...
Yeah, but if you want to roll an intelligence academics, difficulty 6.
Intelligence, academics, difficulty 6A.
History craft.
Oh, what the fuck? No, I don't know.
You've heard obviously of people taking baths and
Steamy
hot,
baths, yeah.
hot steamy waters, but something on this scale and things, nah.
Nah,
This got
Roman Empire. They didn't know wine, bro. What the fuck?
Nah.
I need to research them.
Nah, this is magical.
Volcanic activity baths? Fuck that, dude.
But yeah, you're not quite aware. And she sort of, sits, at the top, and sort of just crosses her legs and goes, "Well, at least you woke me up. I kind of fell asleep in the tub. But what brings you here?"
Do I know of the health effects water has if you fall asleep in the bath? Like,
You know
that it
that-
dries your skin out.
How the fuck would you? I think you... Hell, you might think that bathing is unholy given the time period.
Roll me intelligence medicine?
Good thing I have medicine, eh?
He just wants to flex on the witch for no reason, like what the fuck?
Shut the
Yeah,
fuck.
difficulty 6?
Okay. Hey, look at that! I know everything about the fucking adverse effects of fucking water.
I don't know what a sauna is, but I know what water does to you, kid.
Oh my god.
Okay, so, well, let's go from the beginning. You know that when you're in water for a long time, your fingers crumble up and it doesn't look good. And obviously,
kid, I saw you come out of that like you wanna buy a towel.
And now, obviously, since it doesn't look good craft, that means it couldn't be good at all. However, you do know that water is quite often used to clean oneself, and thus it is very appropriate. You also know that many individuals, before they pray or go to church, also, rinse themselves with water for its health benefits, also known as cleaning.
Yes, yes.
Do you have anything you'd like to ask specifically?
This is so cursed.
Okay, listen. All I wanted to say was, good thing I woke you up. It's bad for your for your skin if you stay in the fall asleep in the water, or if you stay in the water for too
Wow,
long. That's
now
all
you're
I wanted
telling.
to say.
Now you're
Sure.
presuming to give her beauty tips. Oh.
Sure, Kraft. Here's
Shut up. Fuck you.
Sure, Kraft. Here, have this. You do know of some folklore and myth tales. Some being that if you stay in the water for too long, you'll become a water hag. Some say that if you douse your or
Oh my god.
dip your feet for too long, there's a chance that you'll become a mermaid as well. Though these are some ancient Celtic, obviously, things. You've either
I'll totally
you've
tell her about
See,
this. Yeah.
See, fucking selkies are a real thing, boy. I could tell you stories. You need to be careful. They'll drag you under if they're unsealy.
Oof. Oof.
But
Please.
for the general purpose, Kraft, water is good for you in small doses.
Oh wow. Shit, man. Fucking it all. Thank you for telling
That
me.
is in fact a lie, Demi. You're supposed to drink beer, because water will get you dead.
Yeah, water gets
yes,
you sick
yes,
in the Middle Ages.
infection.
Beer is more healthy. It's it's still.
Yes.
Oof.
Well, sometimes you should tell the local jester not to take a shit in the well, and maybe it'll be better.
What would that have to do with anything?
Stop taking shits upstream and start
Wasn't
taking
me.
it downstream. Then you only poison the village downstream instead of your own village too.
My fucking god.
It's like
But-
the Ganges River in India. If you
Listen.
go upstream enough, it's super clean and
Okay.
healthy to drink the water.
If I
But
need to
you-
poison something, I just drop a dead cow in the Vikings camp. I don't fucking shit in wells.
Goes to obfuscating, start shitting in the well. Oh my god.
So going back to the topic, you've had a great deal of inspiration, and you also possess a great deal of knowledge of the health
Water.
benefits of water.
Yes.
He
That's
probably
good.
studied water in order to make better wine, that's why.
Yeah,
Now-
right? It makes a lot of sense actually.
Now the question is, Kraft,
Yeah.
fire and heat means the devil, and this is steamy in here. Is that healthy or not for you? That is a
Bullshit,
question for
fire
you.
purifies the evil. As the body dies, the soul is set free.
Isn't that why we burn all the time? Because we're the fucking devils in fucking your evil creations. We bear the sin of Cain. Isn't that why we burn in the sun, Demi? That's why fire scares us.
If you weren't a vampire with those 5 successes, I'd give you an Arete point as you've awakened to the knowledge of water. Congratulations!
You get a foundation point in water. Let's go.
Matter 1.
Oof. Oh man, it doesn't exist in the Middle Ages, Demi. They have
Shush.
fucking pillars.
Okay, continue. So she asks you, so what brings you here, Severin?
Good thing that I awoke you from your sleep. Sleeping in the water is bad for your skin.
Yes, I've heard such things, but it's oh so relaxing, so how can one resist?
Sinner.
But yes, I do enjoy my baths, but well, usually they're undisturbed as well.
Very sorry
So-
about that. I had
No.
some urgent business because I wanted to ask you if you felt any sacrificial magic being performed close by, or like any greater magic as such. It's could be very dangerous for all of us. That's why.
Now, I'm not sure if the context here is
Missing.
appropriate, Severin. When a dear friend of mine enters my home at around what, midnight past that, to a beautiful woman, no doubt, in her gowns and towels,
So so.
Oh my
asking
god.
asking about sacrificial magic happening in the nearby. What happened?
Somebody's going around sacrificing people in Paris.
All right,
And yeah,
good to know.
it's very bad news.
Um,
Of course you.
I was in Paris recently during the day to buy some necessities and the like, but I have not felt any sacrificial magic happening.
Has there been
Um,
any other like big magics occurring? I don't know. I don't know how you feel the magic.
it's
I don't understand it quite well.
it's a difficult explanation to provide. Um, but the general consensus, I suppose, is everybody has their own way of doing so. Usually for me, though, it's just a feeling in the back of my head that gets a little bit too irritating to not notice. But no, I've not been noticing any recently, any malicious or sacrificial or any rituals that may be occurring. Such things, no doubt, and well, they would be something that anybody who can perceive them would notice. I think even
Hmm.
I'm
Can you
not quite
mask such magic?
very difficult to do so. The magic involved in it is quite nefarious, depending on the context and what it is used for, can be quite, how would the church put it? Damned and infernal in nature as well. And thus, due to the ever presence of this nefarious magic occurring and condensing in one area, something much more powerful than that would be required to mask it. The existence of such would be highly implausible.
Then because there's been very ritualized murders that I guess they weren't confirmed as sacrificial magic, but they were ritual murders.
Well, to give a little bit more information, do you know how local folklore and myths, especially about beasts and the like, can come into existence?
A bit.
Good. Well, to perhaps add upon on what you may or may not know, sometimes and usually it is a misconception. Uh, a normal peasant or a man in general might view something and feel that it is entirely cursed, nefarious, a demon, something, but it is not in actuality. He could
Demons
s- poss-
confirmed.
he could possibly see a skull in the sky, only to for it and call it that the devil himself is approaching, when in reality those clouds were simply there at that time. However, there are points where, such as these, where something additionally can happen. I know from my own research and going around, sometimes when a something similar to a sacrificial ritual, to even perhaps a sacrificial ritual to even some gods, for some example, whatever some of the Norse religions do with their blots, can create feelings in individuals, depending on if they're participating or simply spectators under the belief. For example, the Norsemen, when they sacrifice, might feel zeal, might feel a heightened morale, which might seem natural, but can also be induced due to the ever presence of magic and spirits aligning at that location. So, through that, if something did happen of such magnitude and in Paris, I believe the first who would notice would be other supernatural entities, such as you vampires and individuals such as I, and then the common folk with feelings of despair, perhaps, feeling of anxiety, feeling that perhaps God has come to reclaim what was his, for example, madmen, essentially. Has that occurred in Paris yet? Or have you felt anything?
No. Out of character, yeah, I didn't feel anything like that, right?
Nope.
Yeah, no.
Then either
Oh,
it is, as you presumed, could be possibly masked, or perhaps it wasn't a ritual in the first place.
yes.
Though I would like if you could describe, if you've seen personally, um,
The
what
victims.
went it? Not the victims, but I suppose the ritual, the room, the what lied inside it.
Well, mostly all of their corpses were just cut up into very, very many pieces. Shuddering while saying that.
Hmm.
And somebody had used their blood to paint the walls with certain words, a message in different languages, the same message repeated, but in different languages. A very knowledgeable person if they know all these languages.
Perhaps. Um, what about were there any arcane symbols or alchemical signs or anything that might seem a bit more unusual besides common words present at this site?
Was there anything in their room where the vampires were killed? Like
Besides
at the floor?
nope. Besides the writing on the wall, nothing.
Huh. No, there was only the writing on the wall, and those were just normal words. Nothing, nothing
Hmm.
you would describe as magical. Yeah.
It's not impossible to do such a ritual via simple words and the execution in a particular way. However, usually signs and symbols that have a bit more power to them, mostly due to a great deal of individuals believing that such signs and symbols have power, can lead to those words, particularly being often used in such rituals to help the process. If no symbols of such were found, then the first thing that I'd speculate that it wasn't a ritual in the first place. What you might be
Yes.
dealing with could just be a very brutal murderer.
Yes. The victims were cut in pieces while alive. That's why I would suspect it was something ritualistic. There was also other people who suggested that it might be something as such, which would be very scary if it was. That's why I came here so quickly.
Mm, don't feel down. It's a excellent speculation. Such occurrences are a often when come with deals like this, but if you have anybody who's also knowledgeable and they're present, check for their opinion. But my personal idea is that it might not be a ritual. doing a ritual without the proper procedures and symbols of power that might be able to help concentrate the magic in one location can lead to rituals backfiring or acting out of place. Uh, Sometimes, weirdly enough, depending on the environment as well around it, can even produce something akin to a opposite effect. I'm not sure, but if you've ever, well, don't actually, but sometimes I've heard from a friend that they encountered some very nasty individuals, made a triangle out of limbs, only for it to sprout beautiful flowers out of it.
Oh yeah, no, that's perfectly normal. Just don't invoke the unseal and it won't happen.
Oof. Hmm. I see. Have you ever felt vampiric magic being performed?
At times, but that kind of power, from what you've told me and the like, can be a bit more concentrated and less detectable,
Mm-hmm.
unless
Yes.
obviously focused directly at me. Then I no doubt would notice.
All right. Thank you.
Translation: she has 1 dot of awareness and 2 dots of perception. Don't expect too much from her.
Oof. All right. No. Then that's all of the questions I had to ask about that. Now, to talk about some more cheerful topics. Do you need any more wine currently, or how is it going?
I'm what
Now
some
that
would
I'm here,
consider.
anyways.
I've taken the advice of some of my colleagues and fellows from the past, I suppose. Um,
Oof.
they, uh, I'm on what can be considered a resting time, trying to recuperate.
Yes, I understand.
That's why I'm in Paris in the first place. A festival is a nice place to let loose a little bit.
Of course. How's your personal reserves? Do you want some more wine? I've been thinking
No,
of a new brew to try out. I've gotten some inspiration.
thank you for your concern, Severin, but don't worry.
All right. Well, thank you for everything, Estrella. I'm sorry for disrupting your sleep.
Yeah, no worry. But please do
I'll
be
send a
careful. Be
letter
care.
next time. Oh,
Actually, come by tomorrow, and I'll give you a little bit something so that it's easy to contact me, so that you don't catch me in an inappropriate time. Uh,
oh, wow! Thank you.
don't worry about it. Now, if I could ask, I'm getting awfully chilly, so Severin, please leave.
Oof! I was gonna say goodbye anyways. Oof! Out of
Goodbye,
character,
Sev.
that is. Yes. Goodbye,
Goodbye, Sev.
Estrella. Of course. I'm so sorry for disturbing you yet again. Have a nice sleep. Good night.
And she just, with a movement of the hand, opens the
Door.
door, and
I leave.
you exit, and it closes. And as you're leaving, you actually feel that the glow of the fungi actually lessens now. It's not as intense as it was. It kind of dims down as you start leaving.
Oh wait, did they light up when I knocked on the door, or
No,
were
they were
they?
no, they were just glowing pretty brightly.
Oh, that's weird. Huh. Oh
The
well,
lights.
weird.
It's
Oh well, I'm getting a
ah,
magical artifact tomorrow. Oof.
haha. You're back,
Alright.
right, Radimir?
Alright. I'll just say this. Yeah, he's back. on my way back, I'll have Auspex activated again and just keep an
Yeah.
eye out to
By the
just not
time,
die.
fair enough. But by the time you come back, you're probably gonna have to go a bit quicker to your haven. Hour and a half back. It's 3 hours and a bit of conversation with Jablana. My bad. Estrella is going to be maybe about half an hour before daytime comes up. So just
But didn't we
about
leave like at 12 or like?
12-1, but give or take 3 hours and things, you're not gonna have a lot of time.
Okay, oh well, I'll go sleep. Fuck it. Better to be in the safe
Mm.
side with the sun.
Going back to Jablana, because I think Chris is gonna have a bit of spicy stuff. What are you looking for, Jablana? Actually, no. First of all, roll the intelligence investigation. This would be difficulty 4 with a bit of assistance and things that you're looking for, and obviously being like, "Hey, where's this? Here you go."
All right. What did you use? A perception investigation? Is that I'm gonna spend a willpower?
No, intelligence investigation.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna spend a willpower on that because that's what Tribana loves to do.
Gotcha. All right, 5 successes. So you have 5 questions then.
All right. Okay, first I think I'm gonna start off with looking for like reference to the message itself that was left on the walls. Like or something related to it, like a great injustice or some kind, or a slaying or execution.
Okay,
that sort of thing.
Hold up, a bit slower. So you're looking for any notions or signs of where the signs you saw on the wall might like might have come up in the past before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You skim through that. It takes you a bit. You go through, for example, some court cases that have occurred where that may have been said. You looked at some of the other crimes that may have been occurred as well. Even looking at points and presentations. You obviously get a few notions here and there. It's like I'm gonna get revenge, and there's even a new case by a specific Gangrel saying that the entire clan of Gangrel will fuck you up essentially.
Oh yes, Clan Gangrel was behind it all.
But
I
no
mean,
specific.
we could dispose of the real culprits and frame the Gangrel for the entire thing. Just play the jihad.
But in general, you look through, and there's people who are angry, who have said bad things, but never in the. But you weren't able to find anything in this specific order or specific tone or way of wording it. So that's a dead end.
Dang. All right. Always worth a shot, I guess. I guess the second one will be, about records about like any vampire that went like missing and it might have like resurfaced, like Hungry Elder, like a blood magician, or even like an infernalist.
Okay. You go through that. And for this one, you're also definitely going to have to go into more of a deeper section. So this is going to take you a bit more time, but don't worry, you should be able to finish this all by tonight. You look into things, and there's obviously records, right? There's plenty of vampires who came, presented themselves, and then were never heard of from ever again. Many of those being from Clan Gangrel, Malkavian, Bruja, even, who just show up one day and at least never mentioned in Paris ever again. In terms of blood mages, there have been a few Ask My Viziers passing through. There was a records of a specific Nagaraja even coming through here and there, staying for a few bits, presenting herself. Some other bloodlines like that, which you can consider like magical, I suppose. Kia Sid and Nagaraja should be a thing actually. At least it's in the Dark Ages core.
Decide to emulate the Tremere? I'm gonna.
I only know that they exist in the Dark Ages book, but I'm not sure about their
Then we're
specific lore
earlier
and
than
things.
usual.
Not sure about that one, but in general, there have been magic users and the like. Zimici have also been around, if you want to consider that as a magic user. In terms of more magical individuals that aren't specifically kindred-like, there have been records and even one that is actually currently still available, that is living due to quite peacefully due to the prince's grace, actually, of allowing her to live here. A witch known as Estrella von Stein, actually. She seems to be on the very outskirts of Paris herself, still present, presumably. The last record of her appearing or doing anything is about from 4 years ago. You do there have been maybe like 40, 45 years ago, essentially, as well, mentions of a traveling bard of such that was able to be picked out from by sites, at least, of users who have auspices and things, to have a bit of a inkling of specialty to himself. Um, but he was mostly taken with good grace and good eyes, especially by the tortures for his fun shenanigans. But going on through the entire things, it's here and there. If you there's movement. This is Paris after all, right? But and the magic that flows through can obviously vary from, Ask My Sorcery. There is even a record from about 120 years ago, even, that there was this pretty strange individual, entirely blackened almost, and quite weird looking, honestly. That seems to have come down from North Africa, even, but presumably comes from even souther, all the way up to Paris, and was there for about a month or two before leaving. Some states there were notices that he of a bloodline clan that they've written down but didn't really what is it called written down, but they don't really fully recognize, I suppose. I'm trying to find the exact name so I don't fucking butcher it to fuck, right? But I think that's the Impundulu, as it's stated there. So yeah, there's magic abound, from regular to normal, and if you're wanting to look for other supernaturals and the things, that also comes into account. There's been at times movements of phase, at least confirmed by random Kiasids going around saying that they exist. There have been at times werewolf attacks in the very woods, but the last claim seems to come from 25 years ago with a gangrel in Scylla, or mostly just telling the seneschal, "We got this," and that's the last thing he said, presumably. So yeah, there is activity.
All right. Next question. This won't be like strictly about magic, but more about I'm looking for this and for like cults, like cult activities, sort of not not necessarily magic, but more like a gathering of like people or kindred.
Yeah, that's not actually, funnily enough, quite difficult. Mostly because there is a little bit something that has been hushed. But going through and having the approval of the things, and you using your own knowledge to sort of connect the dots to this, you're able to uncover. There have been at certain times in Paris activity from members of Clan Ventru trying to spread the word of, his majesty and holiness and deity like form of, well, the Ventru Mithras.
Ah, yes, our paterfamilias.
Yes. And try to things. However, some of them have been seemingly executed or exiled due to acting either as spies or against the prince in the city. There was, however, at one point, and it lasted for me only about like 10 years, where a cult of Alexander came into existence as well for Prince Alexander, before Alexander himself basically just stabbed everybody to death there because, yeah, he didn't want that. Those are like the two main cults that have sort of appeared. In terms of anything else from recent things, you don't find anything in terms of like much more, things you're looking for. If you try to pry further, Heliot just mostly tells you that would lie in the restricted archives.
Literally pertains to the case. Restricted archives, sorry.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry.
gonna ask him. Gotta ask him if he thinks it would be it could help prying in there.
I wouldn't doubt that it might assist with the case if you could find something. But there's also information there that might lead the city to have a weak point due to information from the past. Therefore, for the brevity's sakes, I myself would have to to decline your proposal.
Oh, what if you were to check for me? This way, the secrets could be that would make the city vulnerable could be easily kept safe, while I would get what I need to solve this case together with my coterie.
This is where you ask for a boon from him.
Roll me a charisma investigation, actually.
F.
At difficulty 8.
Rip.
Alright.
Use presence.
Doing
Oh,
investigation because you're also trying to, kind of use your logic and skill to actually find something out.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck this up, so I'm gonna spend another willpower point.
If you botch, you get executed as spy
Yes.
for Mitras.
What do you have in terms of specialties?
Nothing. I got like 3 charisma and like 2 investigation.
Okay. But it's 1 success. He sort of, sort of looks at you for a while and goes, I can do so, but only the most minuscule of information can be retrieved. Obviously, if I find anything that would, in my eyes, be more compromising to the city, I would not share that information.
Literally
As such-
comes across a cult that is chanting those same slogans. Too compromising makes us look like bitches. Sorry, Treblana. Crumples up paper, tosses it in the bin.
As such, I will offer 1 bit of information. And what would that information that you're looking for, Treblana?
Well, mainly going over the subjects we've already. I'm to be honest, like I don't know what exactly lies in those archives, so I have a hard time putting my finger down.
And that is for the better.
Ask if, like, literally those slogans, if there's any reference to cults using those.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask for those. Yeah. And I can repeat the slogan again in case he doesn't know.
Very well. Due to obviously me being absent, I would require you to, or for the time being, temporarily leave my office and stand in front with the guards, staying right there.
Could I borrow a piece of paper and use the messenger birds here? I made to send a message. I made some recent progress, and I want to inform someone.
That would be allowed.
It's not related to the case, so.
What progress have you made? You found more dead ends.
Oh, it's not related. It's not related to the case.
Wow.
He nods. That would be allowed. And he sort of just does a clap, and the guard opens the door. Please, after you.
I turn around and go move away.
You know, when he said that he can't give you shit even though they want us to solve this very horrible murder. Just indeed, Elder, I understand.
Yeah. It's kind of like to expect it, to be honest.
Listen, Triplana, in a couple 100 years, we're gonna be in the New World, we're gonna be the Elders, we're gonna be the ones shitting on everyone! Oh, wait, no. Oh, that's right. Oh.
Cursed. But you exit. Heliot tells the guard to, until I return, Triplana here is not to enter. And they sort of, make sure and look stern. And Heliot leaves. He'll be back unless you get tired of waiting. He'll be back in approximately an hour.
Oof.
All right, that sucks. But 1 hour is not enough to leave and come back properly.
Mm.
The restricted
You go have fun during the
section.
party.
The restricted section. What's next? A curfew?
Police hours.
Just confiscate, go knock out the guards, go back in.
I mean, if you have, dominate.
Let me in.
Oof, nah, probably not to
If you have
antagonize this many.
presence, use, the enchanted gaze, I think it's called. Peace, kind guards, let me in. And then they're enchanted by you. And then you use your womanly charms to charm them.
What womanly charms?
Oof. I'm sorry.
That one.
So,
yeah, it's really sad.
Is there anything you'd like to do in that hour, or do you just wait?
Actually, since the party's going on, I probably should check the party first. I'm gonna look if my grandsire is there.
All right.
Maybe then I don't need to send a message.
Fair enough. You go. It's decently. There's still people around, but it's definitely less than it was before. At the point, there's not besides two of the queens being present. And a various few, especially the high clans being present. You go there. Your grandsire isn't present. The other two aren't present, and you don't see Francis either.
F.
Oh no, Margaret. You evil fucking bitch. What did you do?
I mean, she can't kill him, right? She's on humanity, right?
Oof.
Francis isn't. It's surely not as much of a crime to eat his soul. You remember Kale's rule that you end up with the average of the humanities of the person who did the eating and the one who got ate?
What the fuck?
Yeah, he was running with that for a while. It was absolutely fucking cursed. Yes, you get the average of the humanities. That's why you can't eat whites. Okay.
That's perfection.
So, what would you like to do?
It's really old homebrew. Yikes.
Well, I guess in first case, first things first, I will go to I don't know, the where the messenger birds are. To write a quick message to my grandsire, inform that I think I'm now ready.
They are beginning to trust me. Soon, be ready.
Oof. The grand betrayal is coming.
I made my progress. I made a progress we talked about before. I think I'm ready to give it a shot. Since she asked for to be there when I try, and this might be.
Okay. You send that over. No problem. You give a little bit of energy, an energy biscuit of seeds essentially to the birdie, and it flies over.
Night birds, Monka.
Hmm. Um.
2
But yeah.
a.m. Yes, birds. Yes.
Yes, Craft. Shut the fuck. They're good birds, Craft.
I mean,
Well trained.
I went to they're owned by like vampires, so they better be able to.
Gold birds. Is that what you're saying?
They're good birds, Craft. So
Okay.
you sent the message over. Anything else?
Nothing specific. I guess I will just go to the party and.
Don't you need to enact the next level of the ritual?
I don't think it's in time yet.
Ah, yes, we're waiting another night.
Mm-hmm. All right. To complete Trablana, because there's mostly just answering questions. An hour will pass eventually. You have some very, casual small talk, but nobody, like some of the people are familiar faces that you've interacted with before, but nobody who you specifically care about, rather.
Oof.
And after a while, a servant will be sent after you. It's not Roland this time. To simply inform you that your presence is, required for Seneschal Heliot. You go back, presumably, look things, and go in again. Now the guard's letting you in. Heliot's still there. And you sit, and he essentially looks up to you and goes, well, after an hour of research and 1 second.
That's a very precise count, an hour and 1 second exactly.
Yeah.
Boris, Monka.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, Redimir, don't pull a Jackalor, okay?
In what way? There are so many ways in which you can pull a Jackalor.
All of them are bad though, aren't they?
All right.
It's a good tip, no matter the situation, don't you think?
What kind of fucking backstabby thing did you think about this time?
Nothing.
Understandable. Understandable. Have a nice day. Heliot goes and looks. I've looked into it. I've went through some of the records and starting from most recent to the longer ones, and I was able to find something of similar note.
F.
It's quite obscure, and the case wasn't detailed quite properly.
F.
This event happened approximately 600 years ago.
God damn it.
It dictates a woman
Oh no.
who, well, before being, and I quote, obliterated using Bruja might and a battle axe to the head. Said these phrases as her last words. The case in detail was quite simple, actually. Breaking of tradition, murder of a Canaanite. And that's all that's mentioned there.
Christ, that's gonna be the recording of this embarrassing series of murders as well. Executed by Bruja. You know,
Yep.
breaking the traditions, murder of several K-Knights.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. And you say there's nothing else to it, not even who she murdered.
There is a name, if you're looking for that. The name is seemingly of oh, a. I need a random name. Fuck, hold up, give me a bit.
Helen of Troy. Hold up!
No, it's the other guy. What's he called? Menele?
Of a
The breeder, right? Who killed her. There you go, Menele.
of a Julian Lafoy,
Lafoy.
seemingly French.
Or is
Other
he?
other details about them I wasn't able to
What
notice. Though why this was placed in the restricted archives for a simple case like this, I also do not know. But it was in the section that you were, well, that I presume was looking for. Anything of, well, more incriminating or occultish features.
Oh, Christ. It's like that in one of the Bond movies, right? They ask if CIA is interested in one guy. They direct them to the right branch office. And then they tell them, hey, we don't know anything about this. Like, we're not interested in this guy at all. How did they
Oops.
know that he was in South Brazil?
Mhm.
How did they know?
But in general, the and he'll show you to it. There isn't a lot written about the case. Simply written is executed by Bruja Sheriff. The individuals' names. They do have a clan. Julian seemed to have been of Clan Toreador, and female herself was actually of Clan Ventru. Um, and well, that's all that's written there. Not even generation, and it's very simply written with pretty decently crude handwriting. Whoever wrote this either did it fast or not caring or something, but who knows? It's not. It's definitely not as refined as you've seen from Mr. Helliot here and his work.
Yeah, no, that's not reassuring. None of this is reassuring in any way, shape, or form. That's
At least you're not the one hearing this, so you don't have to worry about it yet. Jake.
You know, imagine when it's someone like Epic deciding that, yeah, we're just gonna leave this as the only record of the shitstorm that just went down and put it in the restricted section so no one ever asks about this event.
600 years ago.
And then we go ask the prince, and the prince is like,
Starts
Cracks
having
up,
numb flashbacks. I remember that night well. Never ask about this again.
but the but the murder is used the axe too. It wasn't a battle axe though. So Igham.
Will that be sufficient, Triblana?
That's certainly something. I think. Thank you for your time. This is certainly a concerning development.
It's still not too late to leave the city.
Due to waiting for Helliot to come back and things, we can quickly go through all the questions. Though do note that it will also take you, if you want to, a little bit of the other day, because by the time you research everything, go through everything, you'll have about 2 more things that you can ask for.
All right, yeah, I probably will leave without endangering myself. Probably want to like meet up with the others or something in the meet.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, you have 2 more questions that you can ask for this night specifically for what you're looking for, and then the last 2 can be left for the next night.
Shit, Kraft, you're
What?
fucking on to something. That was the tail end of the Western Roman Empire.
Yeah.
That was like literally the last years of Western Rome existing.
Yeah, it was the Ostrogoths and Visigoths who were like planning through. What the Celtic, yeah, the Franks invaded. The what is it called now again? Fuck. The Celtic area. What was it called? Shit, I don't remember in
So
Rome.
this is what, like 1044, 24?
We're in like
1043 right now. So 600,
yeah.
yeah, 400 AD would be
It was
approximately
during
600
the
years ago.
rise of Islam. Oh no.
443 or thereabouts.
Yeah, about approximately.
Okay. Let me just Google Vampire the Masquerade 5th century. Let's see what comes up.
Bold of you to assume that I didn't just improv the number. Don't worry about it. So yeah, while Chris is looking, Triblana, what else did you want to find out?
Oh, I actually have like only like one more question for this night.
Okay.
And I'm looking for like a powerful seer that might have might be able to see more than we do.
Okay. You look through some records and even ask Heliod himself if he remembers anybody who was specifically a seer, and he simply just responds that if you're looking for a seer, I presume looking in the Malkavian section.
Oh no,
To
we have a whole
to a
section.
yeah, to a simple nod, and you open that section things, and approximately 15 years ago, there seemed to have been a passing individual who was blind and passing through Paris, to which he gave to which he had a private conversation with the prince before leaving the city.
Ah, fuck, so it's gone. Any indication to like which direction?
The name was put down, and it seems to be of some Norse origin. Fuck it, we're just gonna call him Olaf.
Olaf. Oh no. Great and mighty Olaf. Dear God,
Yes.
it's all lost.
In
Oh,
443, the Burgundians signed a peace treaty with Rome. Certain political figures clearly had to be removed in order to make that happen, and some people were salty.
The Ostrogoths also conquered Naples about that time.
But going back to Blana, there's a name of Norse of origin. But looking for seer specifically, give me yourself an intelligence politics roll at difficulty, I'd say 7.
Sure.
Got any specialties? Book knowledge and
Yeah, book knowledge, but nothing for politics.
No politics.
I
Even
wouldn't
roll.
say book knowledge applies in this case. What you're able to remember from talking with your science things, that there's supposedly an individual who is able to actually at least to some degree perceive some things and acts as a seer. And he is currently residing in Normandy.
All right.
You don't really have a name. It was mostly just a mention, but you know that that there is an individual that exists, presumably Clan Malkavian, in Normandy. Not sure what the fucking name is, but what would be considered a capital city of Normandy, which I don't really know right now. The main city in the Duchy of Normandy. Just go by that.
Bourgogne. Kappa.
All right.
Okay.
I think that was it for the night. I think I need to reconvene with the others.
Oof. Sever never comes back.
Oh yeah, I'm
Okay.
like on the way out. Probably gonna check the party again if like the friends that has shown up again.
Nope. Also, at this point, because it's getting quite late, the party is also pretty empty. It seems to be mostly cleanup duty right now, but no sign. Even the queens aren't present anymore. The two that were there.
I'm gonna like grab the next best servant and ask him, give you a description of Francis if he has seen him.
Oh, you mean the prisoner?
Yeah. Give me a luck die.
Ah, yes.
Two. Yeah, you go through one person and the other person, and most of them is just like, I wasn't present for that. I wasn't present for most of the party. I'm just, for cleaning up later. And it seems to be a majority of the servants here that are left are just for cleanup duty, and the rest who are serving and the likes have gone to sleep.
We're only gonna find a pile of ash tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so too. At this point. But yeah, that was just
Quoting a very bad ST. So as you guys are sitting there, you hear assault machine rifle sounds coming from the going ta 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 before it just suddenly stops.
Come on, you know that character would have gone out that way than me. You just needed a fucking excuse.
Yup, I'm just memeing. Okay, but that'll be that, and let's continue with you, Chris, for a time being. So you wanted to go to Le Freehold.
Mm-hmm.
Holy
Okay.
crap, we still haven't gone past the freehold, Jesus.
So it doesn't take the procedure, you know how to do things and stuff, and you're able to first go through the guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. And
Answer my riddles 3, young Malkavian.
Not again.
Not like this.
But you're able to eventually, through a few quick successions, get to the freehold, to what would be considered the freehold, and you haven't been here in technically a while. And you can feel as you're getting close, and you're sort of standing. And the thing is, how interesting it looks like. It's the freehold is on the outside of Paris, and it is a very simple formation, at least of nature. You have two big oak trees, and a boulder that simply is present. And as you sort of get closer and the ring starts vibrating, and you remember to prepare your senses and the like, and you can feel as you're getting closer with each step, the magic is sort of whooshing a little bit. You can feel that those oak trees slowly transform into very wooden tower-like structures, and the boulder starts to become more of a almost looking like a goddamn gemstone with almost of an entrance over the like in the middle where you sort of slide down actually. And you've gone in there a few times, if I remember right, before.
Mm-hmm.
But over there at the top of the gemstone, sort of just lying down on its back and legs wiggling, you see a very short-looking individual with a very large smile on his face and a very jolly red hat on him.
Fuck.
It's a red cap. Kappa.
And he's sort of
shit.
And as you step,
just like crap.
And as you step forward, he just he just looks, and the smile ever widens to very extreme lengths.
Evening,
he
my
just
good sir.
Evening, and it's weird. The voice is kind of high pitched considering how large his mouth is, so it feels just like shooting through a tube almost.
Yeah,
What are
I'm
you doing here?
familiar with how fucky redcaps are, Demi. Thank you.
What are you doing here?
Well, I want to go inside.
Do ya?
Uh-huh. So, before
How'd you get here?
Start with usual stuff, I think a riddle contest is traditional.
See, we had a bit of a change in management recently.
Oh no!
Uh-huh.
So it's gonna be a little bit different.
Okay.
Can you guess what it is? That's the riddle.
Okay. Have I met one of these cunts before?
Roll me a luck die to see if you've encountered them before.
I mean, they're a common variety, Demi.
I mean, yes, but yeah, you've encountered these cunts before. What you know about them and what you've heard about them is big mouth, likes to chomp on things, and if do never ever do the princess thing where that you give them your hand. Never ever do that, just in case.
Yeah, I'm familiar with redcaps again. Okay, listen, buddy. I'm not a noob. I've met your kind before. So, like, what's it gonna be? Like a fist fight? Extortion? What you looking for? Do you want me to bring you back a boar or something so you can have a snack?
Well, I'm already getting pretty paid. So, and if you can't guess it, I'm gonna give it to you. And seemingly, as he sort of steps out.
Yeah, Donald's already rolling initiative.
Yeah, you can prepare, but he slides down the backside of the gemstone, and you can hear something go, and the trees around you start rumbling a bit, and just plomp plomp, and the red caps comes from one side, and as you ready your bow and you look,
Oh no, I'm going for my knife. I know this isn't going to be a ranged fight.
Okay. Sure, you go for a knife and you're ready. And as the boxes plump and you see the red cap coming forth, you look to the left and back. You see 2 baskets filled with apples. And he goes, eat as many as you can before me. Simple.
Oh my god. Oh, but everything turns into ash when you eat it. Oh no!
I'm gonna do something he doesn't expect. I'm gonna draw myself up to my full height. I'm gonna put my hand like this so he can see the ring. And I'm gonna tell him that I am not some fucking peasant. And I'm gonna use Dread Gaze on him so he knows his fucking place.
Oh, snap! Holy shit.
Sure. Roll for Dread Gaze. I think that, charisma intimidation, and it's supposed to be based upon the target's willpower, right?
It's wit's courage.
Wit's courage? I don't really have a red cap sheeted out, but going by that, just roll at 6.
Paul,
All right.
That's a pretty good one. That's like...
Yeah. So as he grins and sort of just represents, and he looks the ring's like, oh, and then you Dread Gaze, and he's like, whoa, okay.
So you want me to eat as much as I possibly can? Come closer, you little bitch. Come here. Yeah, we can play it that way, sure.
On the other hand, how about you just go down the slide?
Motherfucker. Yes, this peasant has walked into the wrong place tonight. Yes, this will be great fun.
More apples for me.
Yeah, just give him
And-
a look like, get out of my way, Phil, as I go past.
Yeah, he takes a step back and keeps a grin, but you can feel like a sweat. Yeah, I used Redimir as an inspiration just now, and you can see like a drip of like sweat, and it's really weird because as he grin goes up, the sweat is like tries to go up a bit and then starts falling down, and it kind of goes into his mouth a little bit. Eh.
Oh, that fucker actually thought I was a rando. Oh, that's blessed.
Wait, 3 or more successes means he runs away in abject fear. Victims who have nowhere to run claw at the walls, hoping to dig a way out rather than face the vampire.
He's a red cap. He fights a lot. He's probably on a
Okay,
7.
alright. Yeah, true, he's the supernatural. True.
Mm.
But it doesn't specify, Red Gaze doesn't care.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying he might have plenty of courage and wits. Because he's a
Yeah.
brawler. Probably.
So he
Yeah.
keeps sitting there and sweating decently. And what do you want to do?
I'm just gonna stride in like I own the place. I can't let the image falter now or they'll jump me and tear me apart.
See, it's a bit comedic because you're straight, upright, wolf fur. You're dangerous looking. Over here, you're looking, and then you just sort of like,
Yeah,
in your mind,
yeah,
sayonara, and you and you leap into the slide, and it's a very unpleasant feeling with this slide, since there's parts, it starts out normally, and then you start feeling, what? And then at points it hurts your hips a little bit because there's zigzags.
You say uncomfortable? Domhnall is laughing his ass off and just going full crazy Malk boy, just, yeah!
Okay. And you go down the slide, and it takes you maybe about 30 to 45 seconds of weird ass sliding, and you come out of the slide, and in there is almost a very Romanesque feeling to it, but it's much more nature, almost seemingly marble, but almost like somebody threw glitter on it. And there's also like very perfect vines going across, marble pillars, flooring, a very nice deep green carpet standing for it, and plenty of seemingly armored guards, some tall, some having a helmet of sort of like an helmet of sorts made out of some kind of dark wood, and a hat over them. So yeah, there's a variety there, and as you step forward, the two of them that are nearby sort of just point spears and go, who goes?
Domhnall, the bard, here to present myself to the master of the freehold. Show them the ring.
Mm-hmm. You may go. Straight ahead.
Thank you.
Look, I got a Fey waifu, please don't kill me. Every time he shows the ring.
Now, you go straight ahead. And as you go forward, two other red caps see you coming, let down their weapons, and then go pit, pit, as they try to push the very large door that they are very small comparatively, and they're pushing, God bless their souls. They take a rest, they look back, shit, he's coming closer. Go forward. And the door finally opens enough for you to pass, and they're like holding it so it doesn't close on them. It's like they nod to you as you sort of go in. And you go in, and this place is a much more luxurious place. There's a table, there's tables, there's what you would know as a water fountain, but out of character, but in character, it's a beautiful contraption that seemingly has water coming straight from below and then sprinkling on below, but there's something unusual. That's the water slightly curves inwards and then goes in, almost presenting itself as either as a blossoming flower or a very large overgrown mushroom, however you want to take about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
individuals perusing, and you recognize your old contact and friend in the Lord here that sort of just is laying down in a very, very large sofa-like deal, way too large actually, and he's just laying there and he's having grapes fed to him one at a time.
Yes. So everything's fine. He's still in. Yeah, excellent. I'm gonna walk up to him, sink to one knee, and wait for him to turn his eyes towards me.
You do that. It takes a while. He just keeps delectably eating the things. By the way, just a note, as a sort of meme, it's a satyr.
No, of course it is.
Of course it is.
You know, I was a little like, what, Lord? Friend of Dawn? Oh, he's a satyr. Yeah, no, I can see that happening.
Sort of eating the grapes one at a time, and then at one point the sort of elven feature over there just sort of pop, throws, and he goes, and as he sort of bites and turns around, looks at you, swallows, gets up.
This is so
Domino! Domino! And as he stands up and spreads his things, two servants just rush over, whew, at the speed of fucking sound, just plop him over, put a crown on, and it's just like already ready. How have you been?
Excellent. I just finished with a party back in Paris. I was hoping you would give me permission to play to you.
How I could say no.
I know you could.
But why would I?
Why would you?
Get some feast. Get some people in here. Come on. As he starts waving, and the servants just anxiously just rush in. And you can see now, actually, there's just some random, like, people who are just minding their business. Like, random people that are sort of working there, just being pushed by the servants forward. Just go, go, go.
Ah, yes, the feast.
Yeah, and as he sits back and in appropriately elegant pose, just sort of looks, sort of just nods like the floor is yours.
Okay. What would my lord prefer? Something modern? Or something from Ireland? Something older, perhaps?
Doing some quick things. He actually takes the little bit of a wood that stood from the grapes. Also, God bless Redimir. Takes the wood that stings there, claps on, makes a coin, tosses. Ireland.
Okay. Then I'm gonna sing him some harvest songs from back home. The really raunchy peasant kind, you know? that have a lot of veiled references that children who go to visit with their grandparents really don't understand too much later.
Give me the charisma performance roll. Difficulty 6.
I'm gonna spend a point of willpower on this.
Go for it. What do you have in specialties?
Witty and stirring speeches.
Witty or stirring speeches? Don't think those would apply there, actually.
There's a lot of innuendo in there.
Mm-hmm. So 4 successes.
Okay, fair enough.
You go around and start singing, and the Lord just puts his ear forward. It's like, Yes, yes, yes! This is it!
I try to get the cloud to start clapping in rhythm, and
Yeah, no, the servants already got you, fam. They know what's going on. The other ones are like getting into it. It's like, okay, yeah, this is pretty good. Clap, and then the servant sort of like you can see actually as they're turning around and going, one servant just hits one of the like small little red caps from behind. He looks back, it's like, clap faster. And it goes on. You go on, speak, and you can even see actually as they're turning around that the waterfall turns from the flume to sort of actually water that seems to change to what you're talking about and what the sort of melody is. So when you're talking about harvest and growth, you can see. I was about to say corn, but that doesn't exist yet. So wheat it is. You see wheat just basically blooming up, almost like golden water just blooming up, and it's like sort of wishing through. And then as you start going about the more innuendo things, it also starts to represent that a little bit more as well. Eventually you stop, and the applause, claps, goes for for a few more seconds and things, and then the Lord just sort of lifts a hand up. The clapping stops immediately. Everybody starts leaving. The servants start dragging people fucking out. People start being carried out. It's like, and about maybe a minute later after that evicted, it's just him, the personal servants, and you, and the fountain's back to normal. It's like, excellent, Domino. You are a master of your trade now, aren't you?
I certainly endeavor to be.
And I would be disappointed if you didn't. So what brings you here? Besides the song.
Ah, yes, the mortal world. Troubling news, my lord. The vampires seem to be fighting among themselves. There are murders afoot in the city.
Brings one person, starts sort of like writing something. Vampires having trouble again. Now, where have I heard that before? Oh, right.
Every few years or so.
But you wouldn't come here if it wasn't a little bit special.
Yes, this seems troubling.
To you or to the vampires?
They have commandeered me to try and solve this regrettable mess. So, both, unfortunately. Now, I would happily sit out the next few decades in your wonderful court, but on occasion it would be nice to go outside as well, and so I thought I'd give it a crack and see if I could get a good story out of solving that thing.
I too would like if you could stay here for a decade. But honestly, Domino, I think I could handle you for a week. Then I'd get bored, and then I'd kick you out. Let's keep it like this.
Small doses. Small doses.
Small doses.
Oof.
But you've been commandeered. Why you? I no doubt there's people more,
Oh shit.
Excuse me, I will have you know that I am a master tracker and investigator.
I graduated on the top of my class. I have over 300 confirmed kills.
Well, to be fair, not much of an investigator, but I'm definitely a master tracker. Well, not so much a master tracker as a tracker.
Master tracker. Master singer, master performer, master tracker.
How do you define a master tracker? Do you define it by his ability to shoot his prey? Or how stealthy he actually is? Because on the one hand, I have over 300 confirmed Norse kills. On the other hand...
That is a question.
Does the use of magic invalidate it? Or enhance it?
He ponders for a second. Good question. If I answered it, however, I'd be a big nerd, so I'm not going to do it.
I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him the words and ask him, "Do you know of this chant, this call to arms?"
That's that is so sad to hear.
You're familiar
Why would
with
anybody?
them?
I might. Let me think. Yes, I am, but it's so sad. So sad. No, not the context, but so sad. The words. Quite tragic.
Yes, I had a glimpse of the spirit of them using the magic at my disposal. I must say it was not a pleasant ride.
That would probably be the case. Because, see, when I hear those words go into my very soul, my very existence. And all I can see is sadness, anguish, as a poet trying to write, but he has nothing to write on.
Well, I think the walls served pretty well once they covered them with blood.
So the poet did find something to write on.
Oh yes, indeed, and a excess of materials with which to write as well. They were most enthusiastic about their art.
Dedicated to one's craft. Well, you see, I've been around for a while, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I did hear something like so long ago.
Oh.
And, yes.
It's an old saying.
Oh, yes. Very old.
Eternally, fuck. My initial guess was right. Fuck.
Now,
Not like this.
Now, I was privy to one of the individuals, actually. They were actually in my court here so long ago. Maybe about 250 years ago.
Domino desperately trying to hide his interest and surprise, like, just like,
A beautiful woman would make even some of us be ashamed. Beautiful woman. Very mature, very old feeling.
Ah, yes,
But
the
not in
experienced ones are best, aren't they?
But not in the way we hate it. No. There was something special about this one. Something that kept her alive. Something that kept her breathing. Something that kept her truly magnificent. I know, because I tried to bed her, but it didn't work out at all.
Surely
Please
not.
tell me.
Surely I did, but surely it didn't work. I may have gotten a slap and a few broken teeth. Luckily, those regrow.
No, they don't.
How could you possibly strike out? When's the last time that even happened?
Oh, I didn't strike out. She struck me. And I was infatuated.
Ah, like that is it.
He's a masochist.
Feisty. Haven't had those in a while. She came here asking about us, actually.
Ah,
Asking about what we were. She says she heard how we stole children, and I responded, we never, the unseelie, every day. But she came here asking for us, came here asking what we can do, asking about how good are we at what we do. Obviously a foolish question to ask us, but interest and curiosity hits her nonetheless. I entertained her. She wasn't the most... she wasn't as flamboyant a performer as you, but she had a way. She had a way with her words. She was really into tragedy. I wept that day as well, after being slapped and it hurt the entire day as well, but nonetheless. And she was there slept over even. I provided a shame before her to prove her elegance, to prove how worthy she is of my court. And then she left, and I never saw her again.
Oh, what a shame, truly.
Yes, what a shame. But that's the past, and we're now here, and you telling me those words makes me think she's here again.
Well, if I was to track her down, I could tell you the story of what happened to her afterwards.
Dumnell. I can see what you're trying to do.
I mean, yes, I am pressing you for information. I
Oh.
confess! I confess you have caught me.
I don't see no net. You've caught yourself.
Ah, yes, that does sometimes happen, doesn't it?
Way too often, though. But I wouldn't mind if the woman would return. I'm not sure what 250 years did to her, but hopefully it's like wine, where it ends up being better. But not to the point where it was open and then it goes sour, because nobody likes that at that point. And I really hope that it's just not the
Oh,
case.
yes, I do have a friend you might like to meet. He's an expert in wine.
Oh no, not
Though,
like this!
Well, he's a bit of a downer, though. Perhaps I can convince him to give me some of his work.
I like my wine happy. I don't like my wine sad. Does he make
Well-
happy wine?
Well, he always seems to worry about one thing or another.
The fuck?
Worry brings about sadness. What about you,
Doesn't
don't
want
have-
to party. Just work all the time. Don't think he would fit in that well. Don't
Literally
know the
above
quality
and
of his
beyond.
wine, though. He certainly puts a lot of effort into that. But him, no, not a good. Not a good
Passionate, but sad wine. So sad.
He's
Every
like
time
a
I drink-
tragedy of a little vampire. Truly is.
You bitch.
I only drink sad wine when I'm already sad, or when I want to be sad. See that fountain over there? Sometimes I like to put fishes in it and then slowly watch them die, and that's very sad, and that really breaks my heart. But I do it because it makes me nice.
Internally, a little brain break. Okay, yep. Yeah, no, that's normal. This is good. Knew this was coming.
And sad wine goes there so well. But maybe if he meets our company, maybe he'll be better. Maybe he won't. How good he's at riddles.
Pretty good actually. But you don't
He's
know that.
more of a direct kind of guy. Think it's more of a, pinch of this, bit of that kind of thing. Careful measurements. A craftsman.
Well, you weren't easy either.
Please. I have
Please?
natural talent.
I don't think natural talent has to go through the same question 500 times until he gets to the answer.
Oof. Got wrecked.
Okay,
Okay.
500 times is a bit over, but
Coming up with one douchebaggy riddle and asking the same one for 100 times is admittedly funny when you're on the other side of the gate,
oh yeah,
but still a dick move.
yes. But see if you'd want to. You have my permission. If it's by your word that he's
Oh
cool,
no, I wouldn't vouch for him. Maybe for his wine, but I can bring him in if you're curious about him. But
a conundrum.
no, and how about this?
Hmm?
The riddle.
Mm.
That one. If he can answer that one. We test him. See if he's good enough to be here.
Domino, you mad son of a bitch. I like it.
Ah, yes. I do wish I could succeed at my investigation. If only I had the woman's exact appearance and name. Look at him suggestively.
Yes.
I'm thinking of a riddle to give you. The name I don't know. I honestly do not know. Mostly because I didn't care.
Tried to seduce a woman without knowing her name. I wonder why he failed.
But her appearance, I can. But I know you're going to solve it pretty easily. So easily, in fact, I'm going to actually need time for once. I wanted to make it hard for you, Domino. I want you, just like you were so long ago, thinking so many times on what the right answer is until you get the right answer. So that's what I'm going to try and do.
I wait for your riddle.
Oh, well, you see, I said I need time. I'll call you.
Oh,
Oh, just a
It's not going to be.
hint. It's just a tiny one to keep me interested. Otherwise, it's gonna get so dreadfully boring knowing that you're gonna give me a riddle and having to pretend to be following their boring work. You know how plodding vampires can be.
Give me a charisma expression roll.
oof.
Spend another
Difficulty 6, and I'm also going to roll privately.
I'm spending willpower on this. So that should be 4. If witty applies, then 5.
Yeah, I think witty would apply actually here because I know what you're trying to do. So 5, 6. He looks at you. It would be quite rude of me if I just didn't give you something, now wouldn't it?
Horribly rude.
Horribly rude. Extraordinarily rude. So fine. Tiniest of hints.
Lean forward.
See, we talked about sad wine. Her hair was that of happy wine. There you go.
Yeah, I think I understand what he's talking about, and I think Domhnall would as well with that much in enigmas. Very well, my lord. Another song before I go? Or have you grown tired of my company already?
No. In fact, you know what I would like? I gave you something as well. So 2 songs. One for leaving, one for finding out.
Okay.
And you're gonna see a bunch of grapes, and he just sort of sloshes it off, and like the grapes go on things. Has it ready. What are my choices?
Well.
No Irish. I had that for breakfast. What do I have for lunch?
Well, I assume church songs you have a dislike for.
Why would you even mention that?
Oh, but there are such lovely hymns.
Yes, but I need then 10 more dominoes, and I have 1 domino.
We all often find ourselves poorer than we wish we were.
That's one option. I have another one. Which will it be?
Well. But there are so many things to offer you. Perhaps something heroic. Something that gets the blood pumping. I do know you enjoy that.
Yes, thank you. Something actually good.
Oh.
He's gonna make the coin. and you can see, actually looking. There's one like just basically like you can see like a small little figure of a man holding up, and then the other one is just like a burning cross. So for posterity system, I'm gonna roll a 1d2. 1 is church, and the 2 is heroic. He spins, claps. Please no church. Church it is!
It is such a shame when we frustrate each other, isn't it?
Wine now. Give me this blood of Jesus I hear so many times.
I'm gonna sing him an Ave Maria. Fuck him.
No!
That should be physically painful to him, given the time period.
I'm gonna go from the actually no, because you're trying to actually torture him. Give me one more charisma performance check. Difficulty 6.
I'm gonna spend a willpower on this one.
6 successes. Okay. It goes on.
I'm not spending willpower on this, so it's 5.
Didn't you say you're spending willpower?
No, I said I specifically am not on this one. I spent on the previous 2.
My bad. I heard otherwise. Okay, it's 5 6.
Fog.
You start humming, and you see almost like 30 emotions, all of them being on the angry and annoyed spectrum, but they're all slightly different on their own. And the king just goes into like the most edgy poses. Sometimes he's like, and then he's like turns upside down with his head looking at you and his feet up in the air. It's like, why are church songs so long? And then there's a point where he goes at the end, like before you finish, like he's going like la 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 la.
Motherfucker should have tried play games with me like this.
You finish the song on pops. I'm not up for dessert. Leave.
Oh, but I owe you another song.
Leave. Dessert is not on the menu today, Domino.
Well, I'm out of church songs anyway. My lord.
Forever, I hope.
Oh, I only sing them when frustrated. Rush for the door.
You go into the it's the same thing. You exit, the guards are like looking, and they can hear as the red caps open the door, and it's like, they can feel the frustration, and you go, and just one like of the guards like, as you whoosh into the slide, and it's basically the same process except up and downs and blah blah, and it's different. It feels different every time as you eventually pop out, and you just see the red cap basically just, I like apples, sees you, comes out. Oh shit.
Sup, runt?
You done?
I don't know, I could use a snack. Singing is a thirsty work. Just look him up and down. Filled up on apples, huh? I do like apples.
Do you?
Oh, yes. It's a real shame I can't eat them unless someone's eaten them for me first. See the taste, it lingers in the blood.
If only you didn't have that ring. Son of a bitch. Get out. Please.
I'm just gonna ruffle his hat as I go past.
Make me a dexterity athletics check. I'm gonna roll this one privately. I'm just gonna base it 3. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this much just for posterity's sakes. It's not a botch. So you ruffle his head. He goes for a bite, and you whoosh attach, And as he sort of leaned his entire body in, he just slumps to the ground and bites on. It's like, my tongue. Yeah. Bad guy, ba. Yeah. And he bit his teeth, and now he's just basically curling on the ground. And I presume you leave.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go. I have asserted my dominance enough for one night.
Yeah. Now I'm trying to remember, but if you have the ring or basically an artifact, you don't lose your memories when you go out,
Yep.
right?
Yep, I am charmed against that shit. Although
Yep.
I think Malkavians don't forget anyway. The ring really lets me see this shit without the masking interfering too much.
Not really sure about the Malkavian thing, but we're gonna go for the artifact roll for time
Yeah.
being.
I know that it's a thing in modern Changeling. I don't know how you want to play it.
Always wear protection. So, for the time being, we're going to say that by the time you return as well, because it takes you some time, a night will pass. So just take down 1 blood point if need be.
Mm-hmm.
And presumably, because some of you want to gather, probably using Treblanna's little birdies and the like, you guys can meet up and share any information
I'm
if
just
need
gonna... I mean, Domino is just gonna first thing go to the abandoned place we use.
be. No problemo. But yeah, you're able to meet up.
The day after?
Yeah, the night after. So take 1 blood point away if you haven't already.
Mm-hmm.
You all meet up, same abandoned place, crate still existing.
Yeah, Domdal has a look on his face like a world-weary man, a man that has risked much and somehow survived.
God bless.
I dare you to sing a faith song to a fucking faith lord, Demi. I fucking dare you.
I don't think I will.
Just sitting there, twirling the wooden ring on his finger slightly.
Alright, how did everyone's search go? I found out some things, but...
So did I. Severin, do you work in white wine?
White wine? I do both actually, but you know what? White is nice every once in a while, but my preference is still red. Those are my main creations. But it's always nice to do some white when I feel.
I'm gonna ask him the riddle.
Oh, okay.
The nasty one.
Yeah, I don't have we don't have a riddle prepared for that. Do you have a riddle?
I don't
Yourself
have a one
first.
that nasty that Domino wouldn't have known. But it's probably something really convoluted, like half a page long Fey riddle.
Oh dear God.
Trying to find something on Google real quick. 25 of the hardest riddles ever. Can you solve them?
That's gonna be
Oh my
super easy.
Yeah, they're actually kind of easy, all things comparatively. For the time being, you can say the riddle, and we're gonna meta this a little bit. And
Yeah, I
Chris,
just randomly say a riddle after asking about the wine.
if you want craft, you can make an intelligence enigmas roll. And because of the supposed difficulty, and yeah, this would be difficult as fuck. Give me at a difficulty 9.
Oh, what the fuck?
These are meant to be fucking brain
You need
killing.
5 successes, bitch. Congratulations.
Jesus.
This can be an extended roll if you take your time to, study the riddle. Domino mostly brute force the riddles.
Jesus. Can I use Hearth Wisdom or do I have to use Enigma?
You have to use enigmas.
FAY. Okay. I'll as soon as I hear it, I'll try to think of an answer. But depending on how this roll goes, we'll see what I say. Oh,
Do you have any specialties?
creative,
I
intelligence.
think creative would apply here, actually.
Because I wouldn't spend a
Um,
willpower on this because I don't know why I'm saying this riddle. I'm like, fine, I'll
Mm.
answer your dumb riddle.
Yeah, this is a for posterity's sakes, and you can write this down somewhere. This is a long ass riddle and difficult, so you're gonna need about 10 successes to like fully complete it. But
Mhm.
you got the first things done. And
Holy yeah.
and
Donald just nods. Yeah, took me 6 months to get that far with it. Then again, I was still human when I started.
Jesus. Yeah, 10 success on difficulty 9 riddle. That's a lot to me.
I know that's a lot. It's meant to be a lot.
Jesus. I'm like, Donald, why are you asking me this difficult riddle?
No reason. I'm gonna spend the
Do you
willpower
wa-
for lying.
Do you want me to finish this like today, or can I just look at this later?
You can work on it whenever. It's not that important. I think a willpower lets me suppress a derangement for a scene, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell him the truth. I have like 2 in manipulation subterfuge though, so
Oof.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
I'm just weirded out by the riddle. I'm like, this is.
internally part of Domhnall is screaming, "No, you soaked up the Fey magic, you can't lie!"
Yeah. To note, Craft.
Yeah.
That's impressive work considering it probably took him about a good minute or even 2 minutes to entirely recite it. And then it's like, and then that's only for him to, stop to continue another minute to finish it. So,
Oh, maybe
Good
it's one
job.
of those riddles where you have to guess the first part right, and then the second part either makes sense or not if you guess the first part right.
only for the third part to be the actual conclusion, to not be related to the first or second part at all.
Just to fuck with you, yeah.
Oh, that's fucking
Cursed.
disgusting. It's like
Cursed.
a crossword puzzle.
Crossword riddle. Absolutely cursed.
Not like this, man. Not like this.
Okay.
So, a woman who spoke those same words was around about 250 years ago. Was interested in blood or red wine. Not sure entirely, but I think it was probably blood. Blonde. That's all I managed to get so far. But the source is reliable when you can get him to actually say what you want him to.
Okay. That's very concerning. Well, from what I gathered, at least there was no magic involved. With like, there was no rituals, or like they were not trying to summon demons. Like they were not using magic. I think Drabrana mentioned something about summoning demons right before. That's why I'm mentioning it now.
Well, not you specifically. I had it.
Oh.
I had it
Oh,
purposely
right.
vague.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. Then I won't say demons. Just when Demi was explaining it to you, and then you explained it to us, I missed that.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, from what I gathered, there was no magic involved, and these people weren't sacrificed to something. There should have been more arcane symbols at the place, at their death sites, I guess you can call them, at the place of murder. But from what we saw, there was none.
So
There was only
woman,
those words.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's supposedly beautiful and apparently strong enough to damage even powerful supernatural beings.
Do
Physically powerful enough.
do we know what kind of supernatural being she was?
Given that she was interested in blood, I am probably one of the kindred.
Yeah, considering this also involves kindred dying.
Supposedly had a really tragic story, but I wasn't able to get details on that yet.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. Well, what I got was give like a quick rundown on like the other knowledge, and there was one thing that stood out. I wasn't able to like look at information myself. I had to ask the senator to look it up for me because it was apparently in a forbidden part of the library, so I wasn't allowed in. But I asked the senator to go and look for the phrase in there that was written on the wall, and apparently there was a case 600 years ago that was related to that. Someone called Julie Lafour murdered someone with an axe to the head and was then subsequently executed by the Bruja sheriff.
Do you need to actually correct you on one case? And this could have just been me being doing my job bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
As is usual.
as is usual. Julian Lafoy was actually the person who was murdered. The
Okay, for the way
yeah,
the way it sounded like,
the
sorry.
the fuck think Demi.
The murderer.
Yes, the murderer. Her name was Calidia Remus.
Yeah. Chlamydia was Kappa. No, just kidding.
Chlamydia, not chlamydia. Not chlamydia.
Yeah. I'm going to switch out those names real quick. The murderer was of Clan Toreador and the victim of Clan Ventru. Otherwise, there was very very strange about it. The information contained in the record was like very lackluster and it appears to have been written very hastily and just dumped in there essentially. Like no further information on why and how and really anything. Of course, as far as we know, they might even have omitted something. But if they were willing to spill the beans already, why go through the trouble?
That is troubling. Well, we
Yes.
are. Oh, I'm not pleased about us being involved in this, but I could ask the Bruja, the blonde woman that I learned about, if she is this Calidia, was the kind of kindred that the Bruja might have liked, and the sheriff was of their clan. And I made a few friends during the party. I could ask around. See if there's anyone around who remembers anything about this.
Well, it was 600 years ago.
How old is my sire, Demi?
Your sire is, I think I wrote that down somewhere, but about 250 years old.
F.
He's definitely in what would be considered an Ancilla and then embraced you.
The woman I learned of was visited some 200 years ago.
Hmm.
So that is a more recent time frame.
Hmm.
And at the very least, I could try and figure out what happened to that sheriff if he's still around somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, you also asked for seers in the city records. There wasn't really that much. Only a note of someone, a blind seer passing through 15 years ago, apparently speaking to the prince, then leaving. But there is someone in Normandy, uh, supposedly powerful seer, which we might be able to track down. Uh, it's
I
supposed
mean,
to be in the capital,
the
but it
real
would be quite a
issue
trip.
is, making sure that someone like that isn't involved. Because I just think they should be on the suspect list. Then again, I certainly haven't put a lot of effort into developing those powers, and I can use them, so could be half the Malkavians in the city can draw upon it to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Severin, would you consider yourself a fun-loving, creative person?
I do enjoy having fun, as you call it. And creative. I am very creative with my wine. I love my wine.
How are you dealing with capricious, murderous nobility that will toss you aside the moment they grow bored?
He doesn't know about, dude. Don't you? I'm thinking to myself, don't you know about what the princess did to me? You fuck.
Did you tell us? Because I don't think
mean,
you shared the details.
I
think it might be more a case of how does he know fucking
Yeah,
Malkavians.
I don't think you did actually tell either.
I just said I was meeting with the prince, right?
Yep.
Motherfuckers. Yeah, how the fuck does he know about this? Don't have that much experience with it, but I think I'm gonna have a lot more in the future.
Yeah, I definitely see that in your future.
What the fuck? I'm just like staring at him. What?
Good luck, Severin. You're gonna need
What?
it.
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm gonna need 2 bottles of your best white wine.
For what?
Reasons?
Could you at least like okay, could you at least help me with securing some more wine in the city to pay for that wine? You know, Donald, you don't usually show much interest in my wine.
Hey, I'm doing you a favor here.
I didn't bring that much wine to me with Paris. I have my personal collection, but
Goes poor soon.
yeah, fucking hell, man. I was trying to secure my fucking more winemaking for the future, and then it went to shit that week. Big rip. And then I haven't had time to do anything more.
So, for the meantime, information was shared. Nothing wrong seems to happen.
Actually, there's one thing I need to bring up. I'm going to go back tomorrow. I think I could get some more answers. Anything specific you want me to
Oh,
look for?
yes. Any blonde females that display a disturbing tendency to ask about weird creatures, mages, witches, werewolves, fairies.
I see. Actually, funny that you mentioned it. There was someone that apparently
Obvious interest. Leans forward.
there is apparently someone that isn't a kindred and is versed in magic. Someone called Estrada von Stein.
Oh, really?
She has permission from the prince to stay, and doesn't seem to be too engaged in vampiric activities, judging from the lack of records. But yeah, someone like that definitely exists.
Or she might know if anyone is having dealings with other creatures from among the kindred. They might have approached
Yeah.
her.
That was what I was thinking as well.
We should endeavor to find this Estrella and apply pressure.
Yeah, where we should best start? They probably have something in the archives if she's allowed to stay more or less officially. They probably want to have a way to find her,
Wait,
or at least
who?
like contact her.
Wait, who?
One
Estrella
Estrella,
von
a
Stern.
witch that apparently the prince allows to stay.
Uh-huh.
You have an
Might-
idea, Severin?
Hmm.
She might know about this blonde elder.
Nah. I mean, you could try asking her, but
I mean, that's what we're gonna do.
yeah.
We're gonna go find her and see what information we can get.
You know what? I could probably do it.
I don't know.
I'm charming, don't you think?
I mean, yes, but you can fit into the castle really well. You have ins with the servants. You're practically seen as a servant there. You can really infiltrate really easily.
Oh, that's fucking friendly, almost, you bitch. Calling me a fucking servant. What the fuck, dude?
Well, take that as a tick. Honestly, we're not insta frenzied
Yeah.
here.
I twitches.
Yeah.
Matoridor dignity. Right in the heart.
Weren't you the one who was chastising me for the way I treated Donald, and you think I have a good in with the servants here?
I mean, he
What
seems
the
to
hell,
like it
man?
for whatever reason.
Shouldn't you, who has such care for these people, take care of them then?
Okay.
Maybe
So,
they'll tell you
how would
more
you
than
go
me.
about questioning this Estrella? She's liable to be extremely dangerous if she's on the level to deal directly with the prince. So how would you avoid being turned into a little pile of ash?
I have disciplines.
I'm gonna stand up, put a hand on Severin's shoulder.
Oh my god.
Severin, I have traveled through wildlands a greater deal, I think, than you, and
If the prince allows her to stay, she won't hurt me.
I have spoken with other creatures before. I
so
know
have I.
how to avoid giving offense or provoking them. We can all go together if you prefer.
Indeed,
Oh
I could provide knowledge, Dom his experience, and you your contact, I suppose.
Do we know that he has a contact with her? Because
I mean, you know that
no,
he has
you
like
don't, you don't know I have a contact with her, but I have a magical contact that you guys
Yeah.
are worried about.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking hell.
Papega craft.
Oh my god.
the Malkavian looks at you earnestly about to fuck up your whole project. Oh wait, didn't you have a contact of some kind as well?
Yes.
Have you asked them about these events yet?
Yes, I already told you about that.
Hmm.
When I told you that they were I asked them about if they, about the scene and how if there was any magic involved. And they told me no, and that
Oh,
they
that
hadn't
was
felt any magic. Yeah, that was the contact I was talking about. No, they might even know Estrella.
but kindred magic is different.
Oh no, but my contact has knows or like has dealt with kindred magic before,
Oh, okay, fair enough.
so they know how it feels, even though it's what the fuck do you want, Debbie?
Whatever you say, crap.
I mean, it is the truth.
She's dealt with powerful kindred magic.
Do
Or is it
we need to
powerful?
wait, or if you're ready, I actually think I might be able to find a way to this Estrella right now. There's a little trick I
I
have.
could go ask my contact to see if they know her.
How do you know they won't just pass the info on to her that we're looking for her? It's better if we arrive unannounced before she can prepare a response.
Oh my god. Not like this.
Just like this.
I don't even know why I'm hiding this. I just feel like I shouldn't share this.
I'm
Like, I don't know why.
Trebulana, are you ready to go? Or do you need to prepare?
No, I can go.
I have to go give Donald, not Donald, shit. I have to go give what's his name? Fuck, no. Sorry, I forgot the ghoul's name. Roland. I have to go gift Roland some wine before we leave.
Well, do I let him out of my sight and stop the meme?
Your choice.
What?
It's entirely up to you, Domino.
You know what? Perhaps it is best if you don't come along. It's Tree Kindred is a bit much. It looks like you're prepared to attack. And see if you can find Sir Francis. I thought he was gonna be here.
Yes, it's very odd that he's gone.
I actually asked the servants last night, and they didn't know anything either.
Oh.
Very weird.
Oh, that's troubling.
Maybe we should go look for Margaret then. Or oh fuck, what was the venture that he was?
No,
with the Queen's
this
thing?
is more important than some random mage. If we're being picked off one by one, we need to know.
Yeah,
give me
Helen just might know.
give me like 2 minutes and then follow me, and I'm gonna step outside and I'm gonna ask the winds to lead me to Sir Francis.
All right.
Okay. Huh. Cunt. What do I want to do with this?
Did I ruin a plan?
Yeah, I had an idea of what to do with Francis, but it's
We walk in, they're sawing him into pieces. Please, my God, save me!
Oh,
We all look at him, look at each other.
No, I know what I know where to the point where this can go. Okay. You ask the spirits, and you can feel some coming around. Same effect as before. Some give you random stuff, but eventually you're able to, calm down and start and visualize and sense the more present ones. And they mostly start telling you, he went this way. But this is, he went this way. And you can follow it if you want. But then one will say, then you'll hear one thing says, but he stops. What are you gonna do?
I'm following it, and essentially I'm making sure that the others are following me.
Okay. You're following the spirits for a while. You have to pass actually the bridge, the castle, all the way to the right side of Paris. There, you go down through a few alleyways until you get to what is considered a sewer entrance, going down below under the sewer system of Paris.
Fuck.
And
I'm gonna look at the others. The tracks lead to the sewers. I don't think he came here of his own will.
And the spirits eventually sort of look back, and this is where the trail ends. We have no brothers inside.
What the fuck?
There is no wind in there. There's air, but no wind.
That's very odd.
I'm gonna peer down the grate. The omens say he floats down there.
It's not a grate, rather it's a almost think like a hobbit hole wooden door.
Fuck.
That you have to open to get in.
Which clan's territory are we in currently?
Well, if you want to go into sewers, it's not technically all of the sewage isn't technically for the entire clan, but it's almost like, nah, you guys can have the sewers. That being Nosferatu, obviously. Now, are they actually throughout the entire system, or
above ground though? In the area where we would be.
Like, where's our hidden alley place?
Yeah.
No, it's on the right side. I was actually considering going past. Yeah, you'd be in La Sombra territory.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so we need a way to... Oh... I haven't tried to track anyone through the sewers. I'm gonna... Do I have my weapons with me?
I would presume you do.
Okay, then I'm gonna pull out my longbow and knock an arrow. Can one of you pull up that grate? This is just in case something pops out. Or that hatch, rather.
Oh. Not particularly strong. What about you? Looking at craft.
Oof.
I think actually Domhnall is still the strongest.
I mean, I am. I can use a longbow.
I can open it if you don't want to. I pull out my fucking dagger, the only weapon I have. And then I open it, like, carefully.
Okay.
Now, do you want me to open it fast or slow?
Slow, best not startle whatever is there.
Alright, I open it slowly. You know, while being out of sight from it, you know, instead of opening it right in front of me, and like I'm opening to the side, following it with it.
Yeah, you go to open a door, and it just goes. You try to pull, but it's budged, wedged. Something's on the other side holding it shut.
Something is holding it shut.
Not
what?
And I don't mean like on the handle, like a arm. What do you call those locks where you just
it's
sort
like
of push those in?
Of some kind, or a door chain.
Or it seems locked. Oh.
Yeah, it's not locked as in the sense of, lock picking. It's more of the, you personally just like put something in so that the door doesn't open.
Oh yeah, what's that called?
I don't know either, but you know what I'm talking about. It's usually for like outdoor things.
I'm gonna put the bow and arrows away, and I'm gonna... Okay, can you pull it up as far as it will go? And I'll try and get a good look of what is called keeping it from opening fully, and I'm gonna amplify my sight with Auspex.
I'll put my knife, my fucking dagger back in its pocket and take both hands and like start pulling as hard as I can.
Okay. It's not that difficult. It is a little bit sort of old, and the wood isn't holding, so you're able to pull it. Inside, dark, right? It's fucking dark. But you can see, though, obviously from the light it's hitting, what's holding is that bolt, essentially, part. It is a bit rusted, but it seems to be, thick enough that it can actually sort of make sure, unless, you throw the door open, just to regularly hold it closed.
So presumably it's like a actual deadbolt, and it's sort of bending upwards.
I think it is call it deadbolt.
Okay. I want to use my dagger to sort of.
Is it a deadbolt?
I think it is. It doesn't matter, Demi.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's hard for me to explain what, but it's like a wedge essentially. That
Okay, so presumably it either needs to be turned and pulled or pulled.
Yeah, you have to take it out of the thing that's holding it so that it can just open regularly.
Yeah, I want to, using the gap that's presumably formed, just wiggle my dagger in there and try and, get it to sort of force it to turn and nudge it out the socket.
Knowing how it works, and I think this is mostly because we don't have a understanding of what it is. You won't be able to do that actually. Cause my fucking god, it's like a latch or
Yeah. But
yeah, it kind of is like a latch, but it's like one of those old ones. You don't really have the position to move it out. Is the thing. How it's built in. Just pull in this side. You can't really wiggle in and pull it out.
I'm not trying to do it from the end. I'm trying to do it from the handle side. Sort of catch it on the bit that you would pull on or push on to put it, to close it normally.
Sure. Still don't think that's quite the case, but for brevity's sakes, sure. Give me a dexterity legerdemain roll, and due to the difficulty and how the lock mechanism, I'll say that it is a difficulty of difficulty of 8. Okay, it takes a while, and you're definitely making noise doing this. And as you pull, eventually you're able to get it on the perfect angle. We're able to slide it slowly back without breaking your dagger, and it goes up. And whoever, if anybody's holding the door, which would actually be crap, you feel it become a lot less, a lot looser, and you're able to easily open the door now, as it seems to be much more loose.
Nice. All right, I can open the door now. Might want to go back and be ready again before I open it. Hello?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna look at Triplana, raise an eyebrow what do you think about this whole situation?
Lol. Alright, and I start pulling it up slowly again.
Okay.
So is this the only entrance that is to this?
If it leads to sewers, no. There's multiple entrances. But this is the entrance where Chris led you to. Or
is there like a smaller entrance, like smaller like holes nearby or something?
Nope.
In fact.
Okay. So just gonna slowly, arrow half drawn, just peer into the hole from above.
Do you still have Auspic's side?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm half expecting to see a couple of Nazis there waiting to meet us.
Okay. You slowly open a door and open. It lights up now due to exposure to outside, but you don't really see what's down there. It is pitch black.
I'm gonna softly call down there. Hey, Nosferatu, you down there?
You say that. It echoes a bit. You wait.
Looking to have a chat?
You wait. Nothing comes up.
Anyone have a light source?
I'm with a flashlight. What's a flashlight?
I don't know. I don't have a.
Guys, this is D&D 101. If you're going down in a dark place, you should always have a torch prepared.
I don't like fire.
Does anyone have any money with them?
You take like the smallest amount of currency out. Yeah.
Oh wow. I just take out some gold coins. Yes, we can buy some torches if you fucking want.
I'm gonna pull out a couple of coins as well. Let's see if any of the people living around here are willing to part with a lamp or lantern for 10 times the price in the middle of the night, eh?
Oh, alright. That's not suspicious at all.
I'm not sure that Francis, if he still lives, has that much time left, considering where he ended up. Look at the open sewer.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want one of you to make me a charisma commerce roll at difficulty 8 because it's the middle of the fucking night.
Does
So that
anyone
doesn't
have
do
commerce?
Yeah, I
Huh?
have commerce.
Yeah, Kraft can do it. He doesn't look like a corpse too.
I have presents too, so it will help.
Just tell them
presents
that
too.
your friend fell in the sewers and broke his leg.
Oh no, I didn't mean presents too. I meant I have presents, as in the 2 with the TUOO. That means
Sure, if you're gonna be using awe,
yeah.
sure, you can roll at a difficulty 7.
Charisma.
Oh, I think
What
in
was
this
it?
one it adds
Charisma?
dice.
Charisma commerce.
I still roll commerce? Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
like this presence is helping you down it to 7.
Presence adds extra dice in this one.
Does it?
Yep, we had this discussion before it came up. Oh,
for
adds
fun.
your presence rating in extra dice.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
with
A
with
lot
awe,
of dice.
with awe, with awe act, like depending on the successes of awe. Yeah.
Okay, so
but
I have to
I'm-
roll
but I-
off first, or
Sure, roll off. The thing is though, you're gonna be going around, and you're gonna be having to like either activate or deactivate it. So that's why I'm just doing it by difficulty because the dice could change ever slightly.
alright then. If you want to do it that way, then we can do it that way.
Good luck, Craft.
It should be fine, right? Shouldn't
You
fail horribly,
fool!
right?
You fool!
Did you spend a willpower point or no?
No.
So
I thought I
go-
could succeed.
you go knocking around. Okay, so the first says, okay, we need a torch. Here, have some money. Go just buy a torch for 10 times its price. Shouldn't sound a problem. People are poor, right? Okay. Knock, knock. No response. Knock, knock. Opens door. Who the fuck is it at this time of night?
Oh my god.
It's not even midnight. Why aren't they still up?
Yeah.
Where are
see,
all the
most people's
gamers
going
and
out.
streamers, Debbie?
You see an older man, slightly balding hair from the start, a bit wrinkly, tired, just sort of opens it, looks down below, and looking at you like, what the fuck?
Good evening, sir. I wonder if you have any torches or what was it called? Lantern? I forgot. What was it called? Lantern?
Fuck off! Closes
Please,
the door.
I'll pay you 10 times the price.
No response.
Oh
Comes
my
back.
god.
And that sort of similarity happens a few times as you go from
Fucking grumpy
house to house.
myself.
Some people don't even answer. Some people open the door and look at you and just go back in. Some people open the door, show a pitchfork at you. I'd like to buy a torch.
Get the fuck out of my fucking lawn, bitch. Well, okay. I'm not here to pick a fight, you fucks. Oh my god.
But you go through a few more houses, but you mostly just end up startling a lot of people.
Motherfuckers.
Treblanite, it doesn't look like it's working. What's our next move?
If I really wanted to be, I could just do a nod. It's like, hey kid, you looking to buy some torches? As he uncovers like half of himself.
God damn it, not like this.
But continue.
Fuck
It's a
this.
fucking festival, man. God
Our
damn.
friend is in trouble. Well, friend is a strong term, but our compatriot is in trouble.
Compatriot.
If we don't take care of him,
I'm
easy
gonna
Supreme Court.
just so here's what I want to do. As the as another person is waving a pitchfork or whatever in Sovereign's face, I want to
Not
just
like this.
reach out from around the corner and just grab it and yank him out of his own door into the street.
Oh, not like this.
Okay.
Maybe I should
make
use
me,
dead gaze instead. Oof.
That's a masquerade breach. This is just a robbery.
Yeah,
Oh,
Craft. You
yeah.
don't have to reroll Cowboys Craft, but what I do want is Domhnall to roll Strength Intimidation, because I think this is very much show strength at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Any specialties?
Powerful arms.
I think that would apply, especially with yanking out. So you go to one more house, and opens door. Sort of, you see a sort of a young guy there, just looking, pitchfork ready. He's like, "Who are you? What do you want?"
What's wrong with all these people and having fucking pitchforks, man?
Pitchforks.
What's wrong with the neighborhood? What's wrong with the neighborhood?
Bringing the Yellow Sombra territories, hosting prices down.
What do you want? Who the fuck are you?
Just reach out, grab the pitchfork, yank him into the
Yank
street.
him. He's out. Like you yank him out, and he's like, Severance behind the uniform, and he's like,
You got
don't hurt me.
torches?
Please don't hurt me.
You got torches in the house? Lantern? Candles?
I got torches. I got money. I got food. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me, please.
Where are the torches?
Inside.
I'm gonna just go inside the house. Don't move.
And you're able to easily find. There's a little, sort of like almost like in a small bucket sort of deal pile, with torches, a sort of a line cloth ready. Essentially. Let's go with that.
I'm gonna take two.
Take
I'm
two.
gonna walk out. So, bit sorry about this. Our friend kind of managed to fall in the sewer in drunken stupor, and we need to pull him out without breaking his other leg. Sir, could you pay the man for his trouble?
I give him the money.
You could have asked nicely.
Everyone we asked nicely told us to fuck off. Good night to you, sir.
Shut the door in his face.
Yeah. He's on the street, and as you're passing off, he looks at things like he's looking, and like you can see him. And you hear like, "I need to get in the torch selling business."
Oh no, he's gonna bankrupt himself.
No. Look, man, fear can turn into excitement really easily. All right. That's why the
Okay, so
the head to wall thing works.
you have two torches. Jablon, if you've also seen this blatant robbery, how do you feel about robbery?
I
She
don't
doesn't
think I really care.
Of course you don't.
I mean, look, like my level 8 sin is refuse to kill when useful or necessary. I don't think.
I know. I'm memeing.
You're right.
I'm trying to stay in accordance with my level 2 sin.
Oh yeah, I know. That's why you paid the guy. I get it.
Yeah,
At least.
and I need to back up Francis if there's a decent chance he still lives. Time's running
Okay.
out for that poor fuck.
Yeah, craft
Luckily
no
for
problem.
me, level 7 is theft, and I only have level 6. I have no issue stealing.
This wouldn't even be considered stealing at this point. It's just forced acquisition of goods.
I mean, I gave him
It's
the money for it. It's not even-
requisitioning. It's foraging.
Aggressive
Oh God, that's
negotiations.
cursed.
That's
And no masquerades were breached today.
yes, very good, very good.
This is how you resolve an issue without getting the sheriff on your ass.
Local La Sombra finds out that guy gets rich making torchlights. Every street is now lit, and he can't use obtenebration anymore. What the fuck happened?
Oh, that would be the worst fucking sabotage.
I made this place dark for a reason. What the fuck, guys?
I took out all the torch medicine for a reason.
Why would Clan Malkavian do this?
The bastards! What kind of sick plot are they hatching right now?
Absolutely cursed.
We must connect the dots before, so we can see their mastermind plan behind this.
Oh no, Clan Gangra and Clan Lasombra will stand together against the menace that is Clan Malkavian.
Please no, we don't need to Gangrel in this apart.
Nah, I just like to imagine it's like Gangrel. He killed my friends. They, humiliated us. They fought, they impaled our children on stakes. They done horrible
Excuse me,
deeds.
what?
Clan Lasombra be like, they turned our lights off.
It's like that gamer nerd mom comes in, turns on the light.
But torches at the ready, doors opening. The abyss that is the sewers is present above you, and that's where we're gonna leave it for this session before cave exploration time.
Oh.
He's already dead. This is a waste of time, but we're putting ourselves at risk for nothing.
Figure it. Not like this. Maybe, can I get 1 point of enigmas?
Hold up for 1 second.
Wait,
we
you
have
don't
some-
have enigmas?
I have one. I want another one. That's what I meant.
Smart lad. So let's start. Let's go with you, Craft. In this case, we're gonna go from middle right to left. So Craft, out of character and in character. What did you think? Out of character, what did you think of the session? And in character, what is Severin? Donking.
Auto character. Jesus, fuck, man. Why the fuck? Yeah, I still don't know why I'm trying to keep my contact with this drill secret. Can someone explain this to me? I just feel like it's a bad idea to tell these fucks about it.
You're simping. That's all I have to tell you.
I mean, at this point, the longer you hide it, you don't really have a way out. Because why did you hide it? Wait, why
Yeah.
didn't you tell us?
Yeah, I know. So either I go with you or I don't go with you. That's the thing. Either I go alone or you guys go instead of me. If you go without me, I'm good. Because you'll try to find her yourself. I need to care. I'm good. We're all good. Or I go by
Yeah.
myself. I deal with it. Easy fix. I get my fucking magic thingy too.
Cursed, honestly.
Because I still need to go there tonight.
She
And,
opens the door. Oh, Severin! Wait, who are you?
Oh no, not like this. I mean, I
Yeah.
think she would know who's outside, right?
I wasn't ready for friends. But Severin, what do you think? What is Severin thinking and feeling?
Where the fuck is Francis? What the fuck are we getting involved in? Why does the rabbit hole keep going deeper? Not like this, man. What the fuck is Donald talking about?
I'm glad that they are so confident in Donald and his sanity that they are willing to take it as fact that Francis went down that sewer hole.
I mean, you've been right most of the time up till now.
Okay.
Right.
Redemir, out of character and in character. Out of character,
Well,
what did you feel about the session?
Out of character, I feel like it was a pretty good session overall.
Understandable.
In character, it's pretty interesting. Getting kind of spicy. Probably not worth like risking my life for it, but it will kind of fuck Triplana too much to just tag out. And
No, I just
and,
love
it
that.
probably would damage the.
Severin is like, oh my god, what's happening? Donald was like, I'm ready for danger. Triplana, this is getting spicy.
I mean, Triplana doesn't fear death.
Understandable.
But like research is also important, so it's like kind of need to
Yeah.
balance those two somehow.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. And Christ, out of character, in character.
In character, Donald is probably mostly focused on flexing on the local Fey Lord and what a careful balance he needs to maintained. He needs to be entertaining. He needs to make it clear that he's not a fucking pushover.
Hmm.
And at the same time, he somehow needs to not piss him off and get information out of him. So, yeah, I think he thinks he did pretty well in asserting, his own ability, but at the same time, it's like, it's like a hair's breadth from overplaying it, maybe.
Fair enough. And out of character?
Out of character. Read the Changeling book, Demi. You're not far off. It will help. Just the descriptions of different species.
I don't wanna. I don't wanna read.
It's not that much.
Absolutely cursed. All right. So, everybody gets 3 XP.
Fog.
Yup. Everybody gets 1 willpower back automatically. Domino, yes, you can get another willpower for Gallant, you son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Severin, you're Bon Vivant, right?
Yep.
Are you enjoying life right now, Severin?
Not really, no. This is not what I signed up for, man.
None of us sign up for this, but the mouth trade has started rolling.
Not like this, man.
Cursed.
Now we're going to the sewers to meet the local primogen.
See, Kraft, the thing is, Bon Vivant could apply so many times here. The only thing you have to do is you enjoy life by constantly teetering on the edge of death.
Yes, very nice. I enjoy almost dying. Fucking Bon Vivant is my demeanor, you fuck. I'm a perfectionist. I just want to perfect my
None of this is gonna be perfect in any way. You should have taken Eye of the Storm, bitch.
I see that now. I understand.
Fucking cursed.
Not like this, man.
Yeah, telling someone where we do. I'll keep that lesson for next session.
With the way he was describing it, Redemer, C20 is better. Dark Ages Fae is with the division between Celian and Seelie, satyrs, elves, etc. It's closer to what he's trying to go with.
Yeah,
I don't even know Dark Ages Fae, so that's why I based it upon C20, like what I know and what I've heard and seen.
Mm-hmm.
They're very
perfectly
different.
fine. But there's like another 10 species you haven't used yet, which are each just as spicy.
Yeah, I know. I know of elves, satyrs, and red caps, and the rest I fucking don't.
And there's trolls.
Yes. There's also the one with the bee. Boggans?
Yes. Bogans, I think they're the house spirit ones.
Yeah, they're like housekeepers, butlers, stuff like that.
The moment you said house spirit, the first thing that came to my mind was The Witcher 3 and that one baby fetus abomination.
Yeah, not like that.
Yeah, not like that, huh?
Opposite of that, yeah.
Depends on if they're Seelie or unseelie.
Okay,
What is that fetus abomination? I'm just guessing here, but
the fetus abomination is so when a woman so basically in Witcher lore, when the woman gives birth to a fetus and it dies and you didn't give it a name and you bury it, it'll come back as that monster. And that monster curses around the house, making the mom, the mother, be basically in total agony and despair until it eventually comes, and I'm not sure, does it eat through the stomach or eat through the womb? Either or. It tries to devour the mother, essentially. But if you give it a name...
Striga.
Suppose. But if you give it a name and do a proper ritual and burial for the thing, you're able to convert it into, I think, called a Flubbin? I don't remember exactly right now. But it becomes a protective house spirit in that case. A fetus becomes a protective house spirit.
I want to try that.
I need to get out of this fucking Fae business.
This is Slavic mythology, by the way. I fucking love it.
Yeah, Witcher is Polish.
I fucking love Witcher. But yeah, Redimir, Celebrant, do you have anything that you feel like would
Well, he's gonna learn a lot more about that momentarily.
Actually, that was what I was going for, but thinking more about doing like going through like library and stuff. I think that was something that Tibana would very much.
Yeah, and doing
Uh,
through the research and finding out some even access, getting technical access through a little bit of the a restricted archive. Sure, go for it. One willpower.
nice.
By the way, just a note, because these are obviously changeable. If you ever feel that, because I could see in Craft's case at least, if you ever feel like your character's changed to a point where a nature change would occur or a demeanor change, or if you're just feeling that that you cannot apply your nature in any way, do note, so that we can see about changing stuff up if need be. Other than that,
I want to buy a point of etiquette, Demi.
you can do that. What would that make your etiquette score actually at?
2.
Yeah, no, you can get that. Craft, you wanted enigmas?
Yes, I want to go from 1 to 2.
Go for it.
Thank you.
And Redimir, do you want to buy anything?
I still wanted to buy the same thing from last time, but I haven't really done anything for that.
Oh, can I get alertness too? Alertness 3, that is, but yeah, alertness also.
I'd say you could, especially these past few days where you've been on guard for a variety of reasons.
Mm-hmm. That's what I felt too. Pepe hands, why is the word like this?
But all right, I don't think I've missed anything. Yes, let's actually we can keep this. I'm not sure if you want to keep this streamed or videoed, but I want to have a bit of a conversation of what to expect. Not really what to expect next session, but rather talk about the campaign as a whole in sense of fort play.
Yeah, let's say goodbye to the video and the stream.
Yeah, video then. Okay. So people on YouTube, the maybe 2-3 viewers and probably the one automatic viewer by Chris. Have a nice time. Hope you enjoyed. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.